Never before have we had greater face a complex, rapidly changing world. Think of it a moment.
It is a world in which supersonic speeds are commonplace. It is a world that has seen the coming of the atomic bomb. It has seen the rise of the total state, the dictator, and the mass man. It is a world of new sensations, new excitements, new distractions.
So much to be learned by so many in so little time.
And I suppose you're here with no agenda, as per usual?
On the contrary, I'm here for comics. What kind of man are you anyway? I'm talking comics and you bring up chicks and romance?
Someday that mean, oh my gosh, and Andrew is gone because we didn't set everything up right because I just jumped into this.
I'm okay with looking like generic speedster number 3.
Persona speedster, if you will. There we go.
Personified speedster.
Oh,
yeah.
And there he goes doubling up on me. Andrew, say something now.
Something now.
Look at that. We were on time. Slight little hiccup there with the audio, but we're good. You are fixed. You're here. We are here. Guys, it is Thursday night. It is time for another episode of Foil Variant. Time to get some intellectually honest comic book talk on with me and Andrew. And guys, just as Andrew and I, we were just talking about this before we went live. Compared to last week, where we were kind of like, I don't really know what we're going to talk about. We're stretching here.
There was nothing to talk about last week.
Just really nothing. This week, we've got some good books. Okay, mostly good books, but this is what I was telling Andrew before.
I was going to say, out of the
live.
stuff that I read, I think, what the hell did I read? I'm already forgetting. Aquaman was really good.
Aquaman's
finally
great.
again.
I know.
We
were scared, man.
We were
scared.
Man, I'm ready to jump ship. Because I was saying this to you earlier on Discord. Like, I've got a freaking happy trigger finger right now when it comes to like culling stuff off of my pull list. Dude, I don't have the time and I don't want to be spending all the money.
So like I replied to that when Andrew told me. I was like, it's the summer of thin ice, because like Andrew really has been like trigger happy to like cut things out. I think
a couple of weeks ago I dropped
it.
4 things off of my pull list and added 1. So it was a net drop of 3. And the one that I added, I still haven't read the issue of, but I'm pretty confident that I'm gonna I added Fireborn.
Oh, dude! Speaking of, I got the second printing.
Oh, you son of a bitch! You got
Whatever.
The foil one.
I did, but
great.
It looks so cool. You know what? I thought I would get really annoyed with all these absolute Batman homages. Like, I'm not. I don't know what. I think as long as the book is good.
Cool.
Yeah, and as long as
but if you do a Batman, absolute Batman homage, and your book sucks, then ooh,
like if Sophie Campbell put it on her Supergirl, you would probably still buy it, but you wouldn't be happy about it.
Man, that would be depressing.
Have you read it? Have you read Fireborn yet?
I haven't. I still need to read
either.
It. I quickly flipped through it. And I was like, man, that Patrick Mulholland art just kicks.
That
ass.
guy. Oh, I'm so glad that he finally has a book where he can kind of explode out, because we've seen him around and he gets little opportunities here and there, but this is going to be a book I know it's going to be crazy. And I think you and I are on the same page with Fireborn. I don't know anything about it. This is like a book I'm genuinely on for the hype, right? Like everybody we know is like Fireborn. So I went, okay, I guess I'll check it out. And then I was telling
my buddy
Andrew,
Tommy over at World at War Comics.
Yo, shout out Tommy, love him.
He had the creator on.
Oh,
and so like the dude had good energy for it. He clearly is hyped for it and wants other people to be hyped for it.
Good.
I'm excited to get around to reading it. You know, hopefully with me having dropped a bunch of these other titles that were just sucking or being super meh for too darn long.
Guys,
for me to
Andrew
put up with
dropped a flash book after 1 issue or 2 issues. And not even 2 technically. I know he was in the middle of reading it when he messaged me, and he's like, "I'm out."
It's true.
He's like, "I'm not even done with the book yet," and I'm
I was
I'm
like
out.
a
I'm
third of
fucking
the
over
way
this.
through that second issue of Ryan North's and Gavin Guidry's
Yeah.
run, and I messaged you something to the effect of, "This is stupid. I'm done. I'm out."
It's the same Ryan North thing, man, where there are never any stakes, right? Like that is the big problem, is that Ryan North will give you, or there are stakes, but they are so minimal and they always get resolved and everybody is back in time for dinner. And so it's just like nothing happens.
Yeah,
Truly.
It was so unbelievably boring for me.
For example, I saw probably like one of the best encapsulations I've seen of the Ryan North writing style. And I don't know what book it's from. I think it's from something this week, but there is a panel. I think it's from either Last Fantastic Four or something, because it is Reed talking to, or no, it's Moon Girl talking to Valeria. And Moon Girl says something like, you know, like, "Oh, I'm the smartest person in the world. Like, I'm smarter than your dad." And Valeria's like, "Well, I'm smarter than my dad too. What does that mean?" And then Reed is just like, "Oh, girls, we're so proud of you anyway." And it's like, that's a genuine thing that we should kind of talk about in Marvel, right? There's been a discourse, I think you may have seen part of it going around, but like, people are wising up to the fact that, like, what is that scale? Like, the 7 smartest people in Marvel are just, it's kind of like Dragon Ball power levels. They don't really mean anything. It just means, like, you can build that machine, right? Like,
and then they'll arbitrarily use "I'm the smartest" thing on whoever they feel like pushing at the time.
Exactly, which is why Moon Girl has it.
Honest, which if we're just being honest, we'd be saying it's Reed. But the fact of the matter is, well, nobody cares about the Fantastic Four right now.
We would be doing Valeria technically if we wanted. Okay, and like that one I can accept, right? Not just like random created Moon Girl over here who's a genius. But you know, in the Ryan North style, that's a moment right there where you could have done something interesting, where if you're a smart person, have you ever seen that I think it's like a 4chan text, or just like that idea of like dumb people writing smart characters and smart people writing smart characters. Right? And like
dumb people writing smart characters, aka Dan Slott.
Dan Slott, or like the Sherlock show is the one that they always use the example of, because like think of like a Batman, right? And he'll be, or what were we talking about? The Daredevil. Was I talking about this with you? Forensics? And no, another buddy. I was talking to another buddy of mine, and he was like, "I really like how Batman is like more grounded, more of a detective than any other comic like character." And I went, I get what you're saying, but if we're being
conceptually, yes, but if we're talking about how he's written, not really. And like, not for a long time.
Even over Infraction, right? Where you and I have like praised, like, "Oh, you're getting, you know, the tech back and you're showing him being a detective." Even there, he's still kind of like the magic Batman, where he's like, "Oh,
yeah, he's not doing a lot of detective work, really."
But his detective work is essentially like the Arkham games, right? Like, "Oh, there's somebody in here. Click. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, it's all..."
Exactly.
Okay, that's detective work, sure. But then I was countering with Daredevil, because in Daredevil, you get things where like Matt will be, you know, "Oh, I smell gunpowder." And there's a, like, when I echolocate the room, there's a small thing that's out of place. And I know that wasn't, and I'm like, that's actual detectivism. I have no idea. What were we just talking about to get on detectivism? Because now I'm thinking about like Born Again, and I completely got distracted on my own.
That's a great question. I think we just got completely off the rails for a second.
Dang, and I feel like I had a point.
We're talking about smart characters,
right? Smart characters, dumb characters. What character were we talking about? Because then
we're talking about Reed and Valeria.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So a smart character.
Did you see the Devil Dinosaurs?
Yes. Which is, you know what? I'm kind of excited for that.
That's
like. I want to see a Jeff and Devil Dinosaur like Kamehameha battle, and just like
they apparently have unique dialogue.
Did you see
dialogue?
Did you see they added a new charm for Frank? And it's his fucking family. And like every time you get a kill or whatever, they like Maria like holds up a camera and goes like, "Yay!" and like takes a selfie with the kids, and I'm like, why would you do like what?
Holy crap!
Like, why are we doing this? Like, that's so unfair. Like,
that's a choice, man.
But back to so that like a smart character written smart is like Matt Murdock, where he goes,
Right.
okay, I can, like, there's people over there, I need to fight them, but I also need to remember that, like, I can't hurt them too bad because I have to go to court tomorrow. And then he'll do that, like, he'll play that into how he goes into court, right? He'll hit them and be like, oh, officer, how did you get that, thing in your knee? And he'll be like, I did this, blah, blah, blah. Like, I tripped. And then he'll go, oh, but there were no medical records, no blah. And he's got you. He trapped you, right? A dumb smart character is like the Sherlock in the Sherlock TV show, where it's like, oh, like, there's
Is
like,
that
oh,
the Benedict Cumberbatch
that's
one?
the Benedict Cumberbatch one.
I haven't seen it.
Imagine there's like, oh, we're lying in wait for the hero to come into the room. We're going to ambush him. And, in Sherlock, we would just go into that scene and Sherlock would enter the room and he would win. And he'd be like, blah, 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 blah. And you'd be like, whoa, what happened? And then he would like talk to Watson or the reader and be like, well, you see, the way that guy over there was sitting furthest away from the peanut jar made me think he had a peanut allergy. So I threw peanuts at him. And of course he suffered. And it's like, oh, it's all this kind of like magic nonsense that you pulled out of nowhere. Right. And that is where this was all going. That's what the Marvel universe is. And I think that moment right there for Ryan North could have been something. Have Valeria and Moon Girl and Reed do something, be smart, do something smart to show they're smart.
Instead of just saying, I'm the smartest in the world, I'm smarter than your father.
And then having Reed going like, yeah, we're proud of all of you, right? Like, what? Okay.
That scene offers nothing.
It offers absolutely nothing. And it's just, yeah, that to me is very emblematic of Ryan North's writing, like just to a T. But so
that's how we got on.
That is how we got there,
because we were talking Ryan North because we were bringing up the books that I've culled, and
so many books.
That was spinning off of the books that I was reading.
Yes.
And Flash being the one that I dropped super fast. I read Aquaman this week, Absolute Batman, which was fantastic.
I forgot that we were just talking about what you read this week. Holy crap!
Yeah,
good job.
Good job.
You brought it back.
Woo! Somehow, I don't know how I managed to do that, but I'm
very impressed. So yeah,
Absolute Batman,
amazing,
Emperor Aquaman,
good.
And that's 2 for 2 right there in terms of really good books.
Yes, I know you read Null, which was good.
I read Null, and Null was really good too. Null has some really fantastic scenes in it. And then I got caught up on Uncanny, which I was an issue behind, and so I read issues 27 and 28, and that was when I messaged you. I was like, dude, serious question.
Uncanny is really weird.
What is happening right now? I don't know. It feels schizophrenic. I don't know what's happening.
It feels like it should be like a 2-parter arc. So long story short, this current arc has to do with like the outliers are something has happened and they are now in the place of the New Mutants, right? Like history is now, they are the New Mutants, and then the New Mutants, so like Karma and Cannonball and Magic, they are
the outliers.
That's
so
kind of like
they don't know that they're called the outliers.
Yeah,
they think that they've been there at Haven House, and they don't actually know what Haven House is called. So like the only thing I was really kind of able to extrapolate together after reading both those issues and kind of flipping back through it is that what's his butt, who I already forgot his name.
The crocodile guy?
Care. No, the dude that's the telepath, the avian. That's
my god, I forgot about him.
Trapped at Greymalkin right now. He, I think, is mentally dominating and manipulating those groups and making them think they're in the other places. And because
I didn't even think about
what
that.
Haven House is called, he thinks it's just Louisiana X-Men, right? And so I think,
and we do know, because there's that scene where what's her name, the warden, I don't remember her name, but the hot warden, she's
the hot warden chick.
He tells her like, I'm dying, like and you need to be careful because once I die, Prisoner X is going to, like, he's already breaking out of my control. He's gonna get free, and we know that he's been like, he's a psychic. He's doing something. That's a good point. I actually didn't even bring him into this because. So for those who don't remember, we met this whole avian like what is an avian is like another species of like bald telepaths, essentially.
Yeah, it's meant to be like a sub like special species of
Of
telepaths on
or
a
telepath
stupid
or whatever.
edition.
It's really,
I'm
really
not
dumb.
here for it.
No,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what I was about to say, is that in that issue, so we didn't see them for a while. We haven't seen them since like the raid on Grey Malkin, right? Like truly, the warden and that guy haven't really shown up.
Mhm.
Last issue, they show up again. And I went, oh, hey, cool, I remember these guys. And then he makes a mention. He's like, I'm dying. And as an avian, I know. And I'm like, oh, that's right. This is a thing. I don't care.
We're doing this dumb thing now.
Like I don't even want to talk about like what an avian is. Like, just get out of my face. So it, like, to me, it's one of those, this feels like it would have been an old school arc, right? Like 80s, 90s, 2 issues where the Outliers wake up in the New Mutants bed, and then like the end of
like
that,
a 2-issue like side quest.
right? It's just like a filler, essentially. Yeah, like that's what it would be. And instead we're
trying to put stuff together for the next actual 6-issue
right,
or whatever.
It's Wally Bees with care. You know what I mean? But yeah, like 2 issues back in the day and done. And now we're going on to issue 3. The next one will be issue 3. And it's still like, where are we? What are we doing? Where does everything intersect? And
it just feels so disjointed. And again, schizophrenic is the word for it, compared to the other arcs that Gale's been in charge of on this book thus far.
Which is,
it just feels, it has a totally different feel to it, narratively. Like, it doesn't feel coherent at all. And I'm like,
no,
what is
it
going
doesn't.
on right now?
It really just drops you in, and there's no amount, like, how do we put it? Think about all these other, like, you know, oh, I woke up in an alternate world. I woke up in an alternate body or something. And the character is aware of the situation, right? Like when Peter wakes up in the man spider body, he knows like, oh, I'm in a man spider. Like, this is a problem. We need to like fix this or whatever. None of the New Mutants or the Outliers or anybody knows what's going on with the time swapping, right? Like they know, Remy and Rogue know that the Outliers are like gone, right? Like that's all they know. And then Remy assumes his like Louisiana, like, you know, crocodile dad guy has something to do with it. And he goes to him.
Or at least knows something,
But that also bugged me too. That also bugged the shit out of me.
Well, yeah, because the last time we saw that guy, Remy worked super hard to completely cut off contact.
And he kicked his ass. And he was like,
he did.
He's like, go away.
And now he's going back to him and being like, you know, 20% of all the Thieves Guild's, you know, earnings will go to you and you'll own me again. I'm like, what kind of whiplash are we dealing with right now?
He didn't even like deal, right? He just like walks in and goes, okay, hey, tell me what I need to know, and I'm your slave again. And
yeah, and there was no internal real monologue happening that would even attempt to square that up.
That's what I'm
with
saying.
Where we knew him to be at. Because it's like, okay, he knows that Rogue is dead worried about the Outliers. They kind of see them as their pseudo-adopted kids, right?
Yes.
So, okay, I could see him as being the good husband, like really wants to put his wife at ease there, right? Because she's worried to death over the kids. So he's going to be like, okay, I'm going to do whatever I absolutely have to in order to rectify this, right? In order to save these kids and find them. But there isn't enough of an actual dialogue there that happens to make us think that that's why he's even considering going to Croc.
Yeah, there's no explaining of the logic. It's just saying like, here you go.
It just happens.
Right, yeah, it just happens. And it feels so off for Gale. I think that's where you and I are really caught up, because like you said, Gale's been delivering. And I think right now that's the only thing that's keeping me like from throwing up my hands. Because I'm like,
yeah,
it's Gale. Let's see how it wraps, right? Because as you know, like a story is a story in full. You can't just look at like half a story and like bounce. So like,
yes,
maybe this is one of those cases where in a month to month it didn't work, but overall, once we have it, you know, in a trade,
as
or
the
you
trade,
and I
it kind of comes together,
and we can like read it all at once, I think maybe we'll see something. But I'm glad you caught up, because you at least got to see like, what's his name, the dragon. Like I I like him a lot. I like him and Remy.
I do like the dragon. I do like the dragon. Like,
which is so I can't believe I'm saying that. Like, I like a random dragon character who talks shit. Like, that sounds so Reddit.
He's got a fun dynamic with Gambit. Like, that bit is written well.
It's
really interesting. I like it. I dig it quite a lot. But just like everything else that's going on in this book right now for the last 2, maybe 3 issues is just like, I don't care.
We also haven't had whatchamacallit, Marquez. It's been the second artist. Exactly, yeah. I know.
And he's a good artist, but like when you go from Marquez to just about anybody that isn't going to be like Tachetto Jimenez Mora or Tim's or some other just
like one of the ones we
superstar.
like crap our pants about all the time.
Yeah, then it's like, oh man, we're doing the fill-in artist right now. Okay, or what's his name? I always forget his name, but the guy that was on Absolute Ultimate Wolverine, his style was gorgeous.
Is it?
I always forget his name.
No, I think that's like, I always mix up the writer and the artist because they have like not similar names, but for some reason they like muddy together in my. But anyway, yes, that Ultimate Wolverine artist is crazy. So, but that is, when you bring in a filler artist, you got to be really careful that you don't completely drop the ball on it.
Alessandro Capuccio, you were actually pretty close.
All right, I got it. I was right on
Chris
the art.
Condon was the
writer. That's right. See, Condon and Capuccio always mix up in my head. But yeah, that art is so good, and that was so good in that book. But yeah, you got to be good when you're bringing in temp artists. A good example is, whether you like it or not, everybody, because we don't generally like the book, but in Supergirl, right? Like Sophie Campbell's art style, she had to take a break for the last couple issues, so they got Joe Quinones, who is better than her, but also closer to her style. So it didn't feel like we were getting
like visual inconsistencies.
Well, it also didn't feel like they didn't care. Like, that's what it feels like to me. Like when you're like, oh, here's a book with the best artist ever, or a great artist. Oh, and then we're gonna have 2 issues with, Giuseppe Geppetto or whatever, right? Giuseppe Carmenino, or I always forget his name, but it's like,
or Scott Collins,
and I go, okay, sure, you're still like, I understand the business end of it, but this feels like do you remember, Andrew, back when we were in college, when Carl's Jr. switched from they had the 99-cent chicken sandwiches that were huge with the sesame seed buns. And then when we were in college, they kept doing the 99-cent chicken sandwich, but then it was smaller and it had no sesame seeds bun. And it's just like, come on, why don't you care anymore? Why do you hate me? Mm-hmm. It's still the same product, sure, but where's the extra little bit there? And that's what I feel when we get bad switchovers like that. Yeah. But let's see. Okay. Where do we want to go from here? I guess let's start. We have news. We have things to talk about, of course. Let's start by saying hello to the chat, because we don't have a lot in the chat, or we don't have everybody in the chat right now. We got enough. Let's say hi. We know we've been keeping you guys waiting. We'll start with Punk. Punk says, hey amigos, what's going on? I pre-ordered Arcstream for Fall Start #1 a few weeks ago. It's a bummer that Spencer wasn't able to get the Peach Momoko cover of Black Cat 10. So first, yes,
there's another opportunity for that. I will be keeping an eye out.
Yes,
on next week.
So for everybody, of course, go to Rippaverse, go pre-order Arcstream Fall Start #1. It is the first official full issue for Andrew's original character Arcstream. We talk about it all the time. I'll promote it in proper. We'll bring up the site and everything at the end of the show. But go over there right now. Go grab it. I think I have the little YouTube thing I can share. Boom, boom, boom. Got to go over to YouTube. Bum, bum, bum. But yeah, Andrew, how is the foil, or not the foil variant, but the Arcstream sales going? I know you can see the back end over there on Rippaverse.
As far to my knowledge and understanding, it is doing very well.
I miss the days of you guys having the pre-order counters up. I get why you took them down, but I always liked them, at least for your book, because I was always like, yeah, look at my guy go, yeah. You wake up in the morning and it's like stocks almost. Like how much did Andrew sell today? So Very awesome, Punk. I thank you for ordering from one of my best friends' stuff, but I know, Andrew, you should probably be the one to give him proper things because
I'm super. Well, he messaged me the
Oh,
what was it,
okay.
the other week when he did it, and I
Nice.
thanked him then. But yeah, thank you, Punk, for doing that. I appreciate that. Jumped in on that cover D, which is a great. There's a lot of narrative stuff happening on that cover. People when they read the book,
D
they'll
is the
immediately
captured one, right? The foil
yeah,
captured one? Yeah.
not foiled,
Or
but
no, not the
it's
foil one.
him. His
What's her name? Yeah, I remember now. I remember now.
People will once they get to a certain point in the story, they'll close the book and flip over to the cover and be like, oh.
Oh, it all makes sense. It all comes together. See? Smart
Everything was
characters being written
intentional.
smart. That has nothing to do with what we're saying, but
Every single one of those characters had a lot of intentionality put behind it in terms of how I designed them. So
see, guys, when you
I'm
get
pretty
like
happy
super
about it.
hardcore comic dorks writing, people like an Andrew or a Mark Waid or a Grant Morrison, that's when you're gonna get like everything wraps together because you'll see opportunities like, oh, he meets somebody here while he's, crossing the street. Maybe, a regular writer might just go, it's a person. But Andrew could go, oh, it's, Avery. I don't know. You know what I mean, right? Like just something fun. You can make deeper connections. So definitely check that out. And then, yes, in terms of the second part of what Punk said, in terms of the Black Cat cover, so we talked, Punk and I talked about this over on the Kabuto Studios Foil Variant Discord server. You guys can join it right down below, hang out with us, talk nonsense, whatever. But, oh, and I told you this too. Yeah, my shop just didn't get it. There's a new Black Cat issue this week. Beautiful Peace Momoko cover. Just wasn't at my store. And I know you didn't get a bunch of shipments in at your store this week. So it's just another one of those, or not another one of those instances. It's another result of the whole diamond blow up because this is still all that. There's no central thing to keep them all together. I was telling Andrew when I was leaving my shop and I went, oh yeah, there were a bunch of books that weren't here today. The UPS truck was like pulling up and I'm like, oh, I bet you that's, the second round of them, but I gotta go. So hopefully I'll grab it. I'm glad you were able to grab it though, Punk. And yeah, let's move. I don't know why I had such a bad transition there, but Zero says you both sound fine and Zero is just here. So Zero, thank you for the sound check. And what's going on, buddy? We also have Jathrin Cranley. I'm probably screwing up. I'm really bad with usernames and stuff. But
he's in a lot of the Rippaverse stream chats,
awesome.
And so we just call him Jath because his full handle is too much of a pain.
Then why did you not stop me like 2 seconds before when you clearly saw I didn't know what I was doing? You son of a
because
bitch.
I wanted you to experience the same thing that I did, and therefore now you have it ingrained in your brain to just call him Jath.
Yes, Jath. It's in here. It's seared. You're locked in. But thank you for pre-ordering Arcstream. It's going to be great. I mean, hopefully you guys have read the Ripazine number 5 with the original Arcstream story. It's really, really, really good. There it is. Ah, so beautiful. We are still raffling off copies of that, guys. It's a little busy over here for both me and Andrew. Just to, I will update all of the contest entry forms with this. So, to make it up to you guys, I am going to, if you win and you confirm it and all that, I will pay to send it out to Andrew to get it signed for you guys. And then Andrew, then I'll send him the money too to send it out to you guys and we'll get it to you. But for the delay, because of the delay, if you win, you will get a signed copy. It's completely on us.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, right? I thought it would be fun.
I'm absolutely down to do that.
I think I mentioned it on stream a couple weeks ago. There's just a lot of little legal things I have to dot the I's and T's on, so everybody can keep entering, but I got to be really careful when we draw it and all that fun stuff. So sorting that out, we'll probably do it soon, probably next show or two, but yes, we'll get it to you signed. So you go get that thing graded. You go get that 9.8. Question, how do Mr. and Mrs. Arland like their coffee?
Oh gosh.
Character pressing. See, look, he doesn't know his own lore.
So we'll work backwards.
I know.
So Zephyr, he likes his coffee like very basic white bitch. So it's like
Yeah,
super sweet. Also a ton of extra espresso shots. He takes
blended
it.
matcha,
So
iced.
he'll take like 6 or 8 espresso shots in there, you know. It'll be something sweet with probably like a maybe a raspberry or a peppermint like drizzle in it,
Drizzle. That's
right?
yep,
Make it
yep.
extra sweet or whatever. So he's got a sweet tooth. That he would be getting from his dad. His mom, very simplistic, just splash of cream, nothing fancy.
Just
Nothing,
black.
nothing
Not
crazy.
not black, obviously, splash of cream, but yes,
but
nothing.
his dad would have, maybe like the flavored cream, something a little more sweet, add a little more life to
something.
it, and
Yeah.
things like that.
Which is, I tend to find, even despite all the stereotypes, that's typically how it goes. Like all my male friends, all the men I know, they'll get something a little sweeter, right? When they go get a coffee.
That's how I take mine. If I've spent money, I want it to taste good.
Right. And then like all the women I know, they're just like, give me 7 like espresso shots into my veins directly, and a bump of cocaine.
Americano
and like don't talk to me.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
it's wild. But Jeff got cover A. Guys, where's the cover B? Love the retro cover, or wait, what's retro? Is it B or C?
Retro is the B one.
B, yeah. Go get your retro covers. I worked so hard to get that for you guys. It was all
he was bullying me.
It was bullying me. Full bully. I flew out to Texas and I gave him a swirly. Like I was like, we're gonna make this happen.
He's working hard for you guys.
We care about the Rippaverse. But all right, before we get into comics, we got a couple quick spots of news that I want to highlight, get your thoughts on, Andrew, just quickly talk about. First is, speaking of Zephyr, speaking of Rippaverse, speaking of Andrew and his growing success, who's that handsome gentleman? This is
that handsome
crazy,
man
guys.
right there is Jason Griffith, who, for those who are Sonic the Hedgehog fans, he was the voice of Sonic and Shadow for several years in the games. And he started with Sonic X, the animated series. He also voiced Zephyr in the trailer for the short story in Ripazine 5. He was very gracious to do that. He's a good friend of mine. Love the man to death.
Cool.
And he graciously accepted the job to
offer,
do that. And I was like, that put me over the moon, man. Like Sonic
is voicing my Speedster.
My
right?
Speedster. Like it doesn't really get any cooler than that. Certainly not for me.
Well, see,
I'm
a
long-time Sonic fan.
There's a bit here where it's like they're how do I put this? Like on paper almost, there is a scenario where it's like, okay, man, we get it, right? Like we see the Flash homaging, we see the Velocity homaging. It's Jason Griffith. Like, oh my god, man, we get it. It's a Speedster. But because of who you are and like this is genuine love, and you're not just trying to like, how can I sell Speedster? It's like, yeah, it doesn't feel corny, right?
Speedsters are my thing.
It feels
I live and breathe that archetype.
Yeah, that's my favorite archetype too.
There's little bits of so many different Speedsters in Zephyr's design, in his characterization. There's a bit, most of it comes from Sonic in terms of that, but like the fact that he wore the T-shirt, which is character that he voiced, he wore this. He was at a convention this past weekend, and he wore that specifically the day of the panel that he was going to be on. So that was super cool, super sweet of him.
Yeah.
And Jason, I appreciate the hell out of you, bro.
And this is from Jason's Instagram. Like he said, homie, take a picture. Like somebody, his friend, take a picture of me. I'm rocking this shirt. We're going to promo it out there. So I just think that's incredibly cool. And yeah, I needed to highlight it because that is super, super badass. Yes.
Absolutely.
Jazz says Jason Griffith's work in Black Knight was great. Dude.
Yep.
I love those ones. Like the storybook games.
They play
kind of crappy, but there's something I like about them. I don't know what it is.
They were trying stuff, and I can appreciate the effort, even if mechanically I didn't jive with them. And story-wise, they were fun. The VA work was well done. and for what they were trying to do, they were well
I
executed.
thought they were fun.
Um,
And I like the
yeah,
idea of, when Sonic goes into like super form in different dimensions or whatever, like they take different
it looks
forms.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like his night form is one of the coolest things we're never gonna see it again, but it's one of the coolest forms he's ever gotten.
yeah.
Oh, what's with the hat? What are we doing? CIA over here?
It's so warm. It's in the 90s right now.
Dude, I know.
And so like my
is here.
hair, I didn't like do anything special with my hair today because I've just been so busy. And I just kept looking at it and I'm like, I gotta deal with this. I gotta get it. I rarely wear hats.
Because I'm in Arizona, which is closest like in equivalence to you. It is super hot here too.
Yours is way worse.
But if you go watch the replay, and I'm sure everybody noticed, I've been doing this because like I put my hair back, but I didn't try, and like the heat is blowing it out, and I'm just like, this is bad. Like I look disheveled, I look insane.
Yeah.
But so yes, Jason Griffith loves Arcstream. Did I get the name right this time? You guys know it's Arc Shift or Arcstream depending on what drugs I'm on a given day. But yes, incredible to see him out there. Incredible to see him promoting it. Incredible to see our boy, Andrew, going onwards and upwards and growing, and I don't know, it's just fucking cool. The little
if you guys don't already follow Jason on Instagram, you should. He's a nice as hell guy. Like he's just a genuine down to earth dude.
Yes.
He's such a good guy.
That's
a good looking man too.
What's he do you know what he's doing nowadays in terms of work?
He's still doing a lot of VA work. It's just he's not the voice of Sonic right now.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, what VA work made
the entire cast?
Yeah, that was a whole kerfuffle. I remember that.
Yeah, like they literally only kept Mike Pollock
for Eggman,
Robotnik.
Right? Or no,
Robotnik, Eggman. Yeah, I'll still call him Robotnik because that's what I grew up with.
Me too.
Even though like he's been called Eggman now for a long time, I'm just so used to it. It's ingrained in my brain.
Like Eggman rolls off the tongue a little better, but Robotnik is what it is for me. But then I know that if we say Robotnik, we'll get one of our viewers, and I love you guys for it, and you like rightfully call us out. But I'm gonna take my L preemptively. I know that if we say like it's Robotnik, they're gonna go and I'm gonna go, yeah, you're right. I know, I'll take the L.
Yeah, it hasn't been Robotnik in the games since like Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, and
that game haunts me. That was one of those games because as a poor kid, that was one of those games where like I couldn't afford a lot of games. I randomly got that as a hand me down from a friend or something, so I played it all the time because game and Sonic. It's just Puyo Puyo Pop with Robotnik on it. Like Sonic's not even in it. But I obsessed over that game, and I hate the final level, and I'm gonna do things.
I'm bad at those types of games.
Punk says it's hot as hell in Florida right now. I don't know why I always leave Florida out of the conversation when I think of like southern U.S. heat.
Because Florida gets hot, but it's also like just unbelievably muggy. And Jath, I see your message in the chat. It's Julian Kintabor.
Yes. See. Damn it, Jet. You are right.
Specifically in the Archie comics. Okay. That's not something that is canonical to the games or to the IDW comics or to a number of other parts of the mythos.
I always thought there was like a small push, I think, back in like the 2000s where it was trying to say like, and this was only in the localization, right? Like before we started getting more like, okay, let's keep everything the same-ish. But it was like, Robotnik was his real name, like Ivo Robotnik, and then like Eggman was a nickname that Sonic used deridingly towards him. And I was like, he would
call him Eggman as like a derogatory nickname, right? Dr. Robotnik is what he called himself. Julian Kintabor was his actual given name, but he would call himself Dr. Ivo Robotnik. He was an Overlander, part of the Overlander race in the Archie comics. Look,
okay,
don't try and out Sonic lore me, okay, buddy?
Jack, I'm gonna save you right here because I'm gonna go. Who even remember? You are the only person on this planet in the last 24 hours to intentionally reference the overland species. Like you said that, everybody go watch the replay. He said that and my mind just went, what are we doing here? Like he's right. But what are we doing?
I know.
Like what are we doing here?
Look, I grew up with those comics, so that the Archie Sonic comics were my introduction to the comic book medium.
Kind of mine too, actually.
They were my original comic books. You know, if I behaved myself at the grocery store with either my mom or my dad or both, I got to pick up a couple of Sonic comics off of the magazine rack.
Yeah, I remember I used to ask my mom for, can I get like $5 or something? And every Wednesday I'd ride my bike with a friend and we'd go get the new Sonic comic book.
$5, man. That's like at least
I know.
Depending on what year we're talking, that's 2, maybe even 3 comic books.
It is,
because I remember when I first started reading Sonic comics, they were less than $2. They were like $1.50 or less.
Buddy, I still have mine, and the other, like, they're all tattered. They're not in like bags or anything because I was a kid or whatever. But
yeah,
I still have them, and I saw them the other month, and I was like flipping through them, and remember when you used to have like the order forms in comic books where it'd be like, here's send away.
Yeah.
I used to spend days like, if I had money, I'd get this one and I want that one and like fantasizing, but they've got the prices next to them. And it is like $2. It is like $3. And it's like $3 for event books.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't even know what we're doing here. Like this is so, I bought 3 issues this past week, right? $17, which is okay. We know that's what it is, but then just when you lay it out like
now,
that, yeah, it's just, what happened to holding the line at $2.99, you bastards? That was.
Listen, it was like a month or 2 months later that it was no longer holding.
It's my favorite because they were like, yeah, and then they just, shh, no, that never happened. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Be quiet. But let's see, that's a good little segue to this next bit of news that I just want to shout out. Go over here, make sure everything is set up right. We're doing it professional, guys. I promise. So, as Andrew and I just said, we used to get our comic books when we were kids from the grocery store. And we know nowadays, at least Andrew and I, if you are being intellectually honest about comic books and their sales these days and the market, the biggest, ding against it, more than the bad writing, more than the, events and the variant covers and all that, is distribution. It's just not accessible. You have to go to a Barnes and Noble or a comic book store. And while those are, there are a lot more comic book stores than you would expect. Like, genuinely, just go on your Google app right now, anybody out there, and go like comic book store. You'll find at least 3 or 4 in your area. It's pretty nuts. But that still is like, you have to go out of your way. It can be intimidating because the honest truth is, guys, like, look at me and Andrew and Jath even, right? With the Robotnik stuff. It can be intimidating to line up against nerds. So like I get it. But with that, I showed you this, Andrew, but the other day I was at Target and I saw this over on the news rack. Obviously, I got my attention caught by Sabrina Carpenter, and that's half the reason I'm showing this photo.
I was going to say that.
I just want to
you
show her
saw
off.
Sabrina Carpenter first, and then you saw Dan Morris Superman.
This is framed and taken in a very specific way, Andrew. Okay.
Yeah. I'm aware. I'm aware.
But yes, guys, right down there, there is a Superman magazine featuring. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that not the corner box for Superman?
That's
now?
The corner box art for the all-in Superman.
Yeah. So we've got the corner box art for Mora there. And the magazine has 3, I think it's, 3 acclaimed comic book stories, right? Now, I didn't open this one because I was like in a rush. I was just moving. But a couple weeks, like a little while back, I showed Andrew a, what the heck? I'm like leaking again. I'm like leaking out. Are your headphones up super loud? Are you leaking out?
Particularly? I might be. Maybe I leaned in too close to my mic.
No worries, because I was just hearing that like muddy echo again. And I know it's not our settings. I know we're good.
That was probably just me leaning way too close to
No worries.
microphone.
But a couple weeks ago, I saw a very similar magazine for the Justice League. And it was like 4 issues of Justice League. But, in this magazine form. And at least in the Justice League one. So when I saw that Justice League one and I picked it up and I first messaged Andrew, I was just like, wow, they're actually trying to get comic books back into like regular distribution. Looking at that offering, I went, okay, 4 Justice League stories, they're probably all going to be bad. Like they're just going to be whatever they're trying to push right now. Surprisingly, guys, it was issue number 1. Like the 4 Justice League stories were Grant Morrison's Justice League number 1, the New 52 Justice League number 1, the Justice League Unlimited number 1 from Mora and Wade, and then what was the other one? Snyder's. The first issue of Snyder's Justice League, which
so post Rebirth era, that in between. So that was I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, that's where
the Jimenez era, the Singularity. Yeah, that one. So like
this was after they had done what the hell was it? No Justice? Yeah, it was No Justice.
No Justice. That's the one where they split up into 4 teams, right?
Yeah,
I liked that.
And that's where we got Justice League Dark, Justice, like all those different teams.
Yeah,
like Justice League. What was the one that had Corey on it?
It's like Justice League space, like it's something space related. That's what it was. Yeah. I remember that, but
it was just a really cool concept. They were trying
Justice League Odyssey, I think, is what it was.
Odyssey
is what it was. That's the one. Yeah, and that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, that's a pretty cool name. But yeah, those Justice League story guys, right? Like, okay, Grant Morrison's JLA,
dude. Hold on, I gotta cut you off.
No,
real quick.
Absolutely, cut me.
I totally forgot who the secondary artists were on this first arc.
One of them's Jim, isn't it?
Jim Chung was one of them, and the other is freaking Doug Mankey.
Really? Mankey?
That's a star-studded
dude. That's
art team, dude. Those are your secondaries?
That's crazy.
Jim and Doug? No wonder I enjoyed that one.
Jim is your secondary. So like Jim being your secondary is bonkers to me, right? Like, I mean, both of them, but then you have like individually having like Jim or Doug as your backup would be like, wow, are you Alex Ross up front? Like, is that your lead?
Yeah.
But to have both of them, that is, we're getting to an eating good level that is equivalent to Pepe and Ed McGuinness being the art team on art, right? Ooh, so good. Even though the book's bad. Such a good art team.
Kind of bad.
But yeah, to DC's credit, so I highlight this to give DC a big shout out. More so than Marvel, they are really trying to bring the comic book medium back to, the newsstands and to popular distribution.
You got to put it in front of people.
Exactly. And to their second credit, they chose, it was kind of easy. You pick the number 1s of Justice Leagues, but they still did that over picking crappy arcs or crappy one-shots or something. And so the worst issue in those 4 is the New 52 one, which is, it's bad, but it's not like it's not like offensive. It's just like
bad.
It's so bare bones.
Justice League thing.
Yeah, I think that's
what it is. It's good as a standalone comic telling a superhero story. It's bad as a Justice League thing. When we did our New 52 look back, we went into that with pretty significant details. So you guys should check out that episode if you didn't watch it, or you should watch it again, even if you did. But the art is gorgeous. Like, you can't deny that. Like, flipping through that book, you're like, man, this is one way to get people into comics.
Like, it's good Jim Lee work on that arc. Like, you will get people hooked just on the art alone from that. It's crazy.
You will.
Even though Jim Lee does the Barry with eyebrows, which both of us
drives me up the wall.
Super awesome.
Stop it.
Jath has a good question here, and I know this is something you and I have been particularly passionate about in recent months, but Jath asks, do you prefer there being several different Justice Leagues or a single league with a character count similar to G.I. Joe? You want to take that one? Because I know you're the champion of this point here.
So, I'll reiterate what my stance on the Justice League is to begin with. My stance on the Justice League is that's not a regular ongoing that you have on a monthly basis.
Mm-mm.
That's your event book. You put the Justice League together when a threat is big enough that it justifies it. And you do that once a year for 6 issues, right? Or whatever issue count
Whatever
you
it's gonna
need
be, yeah.
for that particular event, right? And so it
Or if it's
becomes
something like a No Man's Land, you can have them
yeah,
cameo, right? But it has to
yeah,
be that big thing. It can't just be
exactly. It has to be something
Mr.
that
Freeze is out.
genuinely calls for that level of a response, right, to your threat level. So I like when the Justice League's formation is a big deal. I as cool as it was in the animated shows back in the day, it really only worked well like that back in the day. In the comics, it's too messy, too muddy because you're juggling dozens of different characters,
Yeah.
individual books.
I mean,
When
look
are
at
these
Justice
people
League Unlimited right
actually?
now, or
Oh, it's a
Justice League
mess.
United. It's nothing.
Absolute mess, and it drives me nuts. And so I do. That being said, I like there being specific tactical response
Me too.
like
Me
subsets to
too.
the Justice League. So I like there being a like I loved the Justice League Dark. Like this is the team
A
that
magic
they're
team.
if we need to deal with like some mystic stuff,
Like,
don't send Superman.
Oh, there's
send
a curse
Zatanna,
going?
send
Yeah, we're gonna
John,
call the League. Like
right. Send Raven if she's
honestly,
gonna be on that. Like
honestly,
that's
Andrew,
what you do there.
I think the biggest like weakness of the Justice League Dark stuff was putting Wonder Woman on it. I get why they did, because you needed that big name.
They just
and
wanted to
weren't
have the big Trinity name on it. But honestly, that was your chance to elevate
Yes.
somebody else like Raven,
Oh,
Constantine,
Raven would have been
Zatanna.
good. Zatanna. I mean, you had Swamp Thing on there, Deadman. You have all these characters. So, but yes, keep going.
That was a moment of like you should have trusted your audience.
Yep.
Because here's the thing: if you just by way of you doing a Justice League Dark, you're not including Batman, you're not including Superman. So right away, you just removed the 2 biggest draws to Justice League in general. I'm sorry,
No,
Wonder Woman doesn't make the cut in the top. I love Diana. She doesn't have many good runs worthy of note, and she's not the draw to the Justice League. So if you're already removing Batman and Superman, just remove the whole Trinity because nobody else on the Trinity is going to be a draw. So that's your opportunity to make that sub team its own thing and really elevate somebody else to a level of prominence they might not have had before. So like I've already said this publicly. I would love to build towards making a younger hero team over at the Rippaverse. If I was able to make that be a thing and like it have a good response to where I could do that for a long time and keep it growing, I would love to take that same mentality and I would love to build a subset that was like, hey, this is our Justice League Dark, right? Where these are the magic users, these are the mystics, these are the people that they deal with the demons and crap. Because
what's her
Zephyr would be
name?
like, nah,
Blood
that ain't my department.
Bloodroot's over there.
Yeah,
and,
those
like,
types of characters.
The Dirty Deeds crew, all of Caro's characters. Like I can see that. That would be really cool. I do like specialized teams in sort of any media.
Yeah, it's just
right.
fun.
Like I always think it's cool. But what was I gonna say to that? Speaking of, funnily enough, because you brought up that point about the Trinity, because like Andrew's right, guys. When you say Justice League, people are expecting even more so than the Avengers, because Marvel's Avengers were always more that's why the book existed, was because they went, we have a bunch of C-list characters, let's elevate them with Captain America. We're gonna bring him back. I mean, took till issue 7, but that's what they were doing. Justice League has always been the premier, like the big shooters. So you want the Trinity, and then you want a Green Lantern, you want a Flash, and then you can build out from there. But you kind of need that like 5 core. You can maybe skip a Flash or a Green Lantern, but you need some equivalence to the Trinity. And I just wanted to bring this up because you and I pointed this out to you the other day. Let's see. Where is it? Yes, here we go. And we'll go to the Zoom version. Wait, I want the single page version.
It's a cool shot.
Yeah, it is a very cool shot. Let me get the non-stupid looking one. There we go.
Is this in the new Firestorm?
So yes, this
series?
This is the end of the latest issue. We got a new issue of Firestorm, the Nuclear Man today.
So issue 2 or 3 or something.
Issue number
like
2. The plot is essentially that like something is going on and Ronnie and the professor are no longer in control of like the Firestorm being. So it is just right, like you can see right here, he just like landed in a city and it was like, oh, there's a disturbance, and he just like crystallized everybody, and he went, well, it's peaceful now, and so they went, all right, we need to call in some help for this, and so they
I was
called
about
in.
to say, damn.
Right. Yeah. And here's the thing, guys. This
Firestorm, people don't realize how powerful Firestorm actually is.
He can be, and I think that's such a good. How do you put, like, he has such a good natural limiter in the fact that, like, Professor Stein is the physics guy, the super smart guy, but Ronnie is just he's kind of a jock. So, like, and he needs to be the one to do the equations in his head. So Martin can be like, convert hydrogen, like 2 hydrogen molecules to yada yada, and he's like, but okay, how do I do that? It's a really good little like limiter that they put in there. I always like that, but I sent this to Andrew and I went, this is a really good like successor Justice League. Like if you don't have the Trinity and you don't have Barry and Hal, you get Kyle, you get Wally, you get your Superman stand-in to be Kara. Completely makes sense. Your Wonder Woman,
works entirely.
And then like this is the part that like I'm still sitting with, because I'm kind of like in awe that I didn't ever realize this, but like Hawkwoman's a really good Wonder Woman like analog. And John's a great Batman analog. So, like, if you don't have Batman and Wonder Woman, you put John and Hawkgirl, you've got a Batman and Wonder Woman if you really, really need them. You know what I mean? So, I would really love to see a book with this lineup. This feels like there could be a lot of cool stuff there. And it would solve the problem you and I talk about with Kara, where they don't know what to do with her. Because there's really 900 super people active right now.
Sophie Campbell definitely doesn't know what to do with her right now. She really
doesn't know. She took away the Fictonian. I'm still pissed. Yes. Jath asked, how was Firestorm able to transmute people? I thought organic matter was his Achilles heel. That's part of the mystery. And it's the current way Lemire is presenting it is because there's no human side to it. There's no subconscious, like, I have to protect people. It's just, we're going to clear it out like a manhunter, essentially. So this is a really good book so far, guys. It's weird, Andrew, because everything else you and I have read from Lemire since we started this show has been awful.
Yeah,
like not even like mad, just
for both of us.
Awful. Just like JSA, Absolute Flash. So it's good to
which is like it's right there on the chopping block. I'm ready.
I know you are. I'm so sad too.
And it keeps getting really good variant covers too, which
that's
pisses me off.
I know.
So I keep buying more than one issue every single month.
I know.
Right?
I do that every time I buy
those covers are great.
Every time I have to pick up an Amazing Spider, I feel shame when I'm in the comic book store on Wednesday morning with all the guys.
I'm part of the problem right now.
Yeah, right? Like I like the way it is. Like there's a wall of all the new releases, and we all shuffle in, and we all kind of like stand back from the wall to see, like, you know, what's the thing I'm looking for. And I have to step forward in front of everybody and put my hand up to the top shelf for A, and get an Amazing Spider-Man. And yeah, it's just like, I know, like I'm disgusting. Like, don't look at me. Like, I'm sorry. But let's see. With that, is what else did I have to talk about? Well, first is this. I don't think. Where is it? It is cool, and I just wanted to bring it to everyone's attention. If I can, where did it go? Do I not have it up? I don't have it up. That's the problem. That would be why I can't find it. Yay! Such good content, guys. I know. This is what you all come here for.
We're praised. Okay, we're praised.
Right here. So, just wanted to show off this piece. I don't know if you saw it, Andrew, if anybody else saw it. I
saw that on Alex Ross's
dude.
X account earlier, either today or yesterday.
I think it was today, because I saw it today. But as you guys know, or may not know, JLA versus Avengers is getting a reprint, a facsimile reprint this fall. This for that reprint, Alex Ross is doing, or he did, a brand new cover, which is the left one will be the Justice League will be on or what is it? No, Avengers on like issue 3, Justice League on issue 4. But I don't know. It's just whenever Alex Ross does it goes like peak Alex Ross, it's crazy fantastic. But it's also very funny.
These are a little more rendered than he usually does.
They're really, really detailed.
It's less painterly.
Look at the
and
vein on Soup's neck.
Yeah, it's way more detailed on the little details than he usually does, and it looks super clean.
You know, here's a crazy little detail that I'm noticing as we're looking at
this. Is not Kingdom Come Alex Ross. Here.
No. But like, look at Batman's teeth. Like,
yeah,
they are uneven, like a normal fucking human being.
Yeah,
like that's crazy to me. This is not Kingdom Come Alex Ross, but this is clearly like he didn't stop improving, right?
No.
You know when an art, like he didn't Jim Lee it, which again, Jim, we're sorry for all the shit talking, but your flashes are bad.
You can't draw speedsters.
Diabetes doesn't change that you were bad at Flash. I'm sorry, Jim. I love you, but
I don't like your Barry, Jim. You do great work with Batman and with Superman when you're not reusing the same poses.
Oh my god.
But you know, your Flash is rough, man.
But yes, so just wanted to show that off. It looks fantastic. I think we can all enjoy a good Alex Ross piece every now and then. And then, so we're already at an hour, Andrew. I did have the Marvel Midnight stuff to talk about. I don't know if you actually want to hit that or if we just kind of want to wait till it comes out.
We can briefly touch on what it is and what we know about it and whether or not we're like looking forward to it, or we don't know that much about it yet. We just know that it was announced. Yep. But then we can hit kind of our three main books for the week.
Perfect. So yeah, guys, the big news of the week that we got a couple days ago is the next Marvel publishing initiative. Hooray! It will be Marvel Midnight. It is they describe it's like basically it's not full horror Marvel, but it's sort of like let the more gory, gruesome realities.
Black Label.
Yeah, like Black Label, but also actually, you know what? Black Label.
You have a very, very way of like taking all this like blathering that I say and succinctly bringing it down to like 4 words. I very much appreciate that.
See, I got it working, guys. I got it working. But yes,
it's Black Label or it's Marvel Knights, right?
Yes,
it's one of those.
I would say Black Label more because like what I was trying to get at is that it takes like that base concept of X-Men, Fantastic Four, or Spider-Man, and then it doesn't give it a horror twist per se, but it takes like the more real world, if you will, like would happen with them. So for at the top, you can see that the main creative team here is Jonathan Hickman, Benjamin Percy, and Philip Kennedy Johnson, which means we are going to spend probably more time talking about this little thing right now than it will actually last, because we know how much Marvel hates Jonathan Hickman doing anything. We were talking, Andrew and I were talking before the show. The Ultimate Universe is so bad. We're not even like, we don't want to finish this out. I didn't finish out Wolverine. I skipped on Endgame this week, like getting the physical issue. Andrew was angry that he closed out Wolverine. You know what I mean? Like,
I was, because that was my second favorite of the Ultimate books. And granted, I was only reading 3, but still.
But like, I felt that was a moment where like, as like best, like I could have been like, I told you so. This book was a fart, wasn't it? But I felt so bad because I was like, Ultimate Wolverine had that amazing ending that I still praise to the top of the heavens.
I was so happy because I had been singing that book's praises since issue 1.
Really had.
And you were kind of
I was always
on
like,
it until like the last handful of issues. You were like, oh my gosh, I think I get it. Like, I'm actually really enjoying this now. And I was like, yes, I got him.
Finally,
and then they were like, hey, we're going to extend the book another, whatever it was, 3 or 4 issues.
4 issues.
And immediately it was like, they did not plan for this. These read like they have no purpose here. And it immediately fell off in terms of story quality. And I was like,
the entire plot of those 4 issues, guys, is Wolverine
at least the art was still super
Illyana.
Pretty.
You don't need 4 issues for that. But yes, the art
you don't need 4 issues for that.
Even to the end.
You know, 1 issue we spent like 2/3 of fighting a bear. You know,
I know. I forgot about that.
There was no plan in place for that. Marvel editorial was just like, hey, we need you to extend this by 3 issues,
and
or
they
4
went,
issues, whatever it was.
okay.
And we're like, with what? Like,
I feel like the whole plan was, this is what keeps Phoenix out of this, right? Because I feel like if you, like, honestly, if you drop Phoenix and Wolverine into the Ultimate events right now, you win. Like whoever
there definitely is a shift, yeah.
But so, like, the problem though, again, so okay, let's play devil's advocate. That's what they're trying to do. Keep Phoenix off the board. Fine, okay. However, Marvel, you guys screwed up a second way. You know, obviously there's the power scaling thing, but then you guys screwed up with your scheduling and how many delays to Ultimates and all this crap did we see?
Oh gosh.
Because now, where we stand in terms of narrative, they killed Ileana. We've still got like 4, or like, we've got, when that issue came out, like 2 Ultimates left, 2 or 3 end games. Like,
yeah,
there was still stuff to go. So now, like, okay, why don't they just go? Why don't they just go help? And now they have to talk around it. Andrew, I know you didn't read this week's issue. Maybe we'll touch on it when number 5 comes out after you've actually read it, but Endgame is so...
I'll get in touch with your Pakistani guy.
So bad.
And,
like,
and maybe
you
get caught up.
There is more... Remember the Terry Dodson Venom artwork that we always make fun of? Where it's just like, what the hell are you doing? Like, get Rachel, where is she? And it's just like really rough and like the weird noodle arms that look like doodles instead of detailed. That's the entire
it was the
book.
Somebody Come Get Your Man.
Dude, it's the entire every bit of his contribution to this book is that. And like, it's so bad. Here, I'm pulling up an example right now because
that's genuinely hurtful.
I just need to show you how bad this got. Single page, not Firestorm. We need, where is it? Ultimate Endgame transfer. So here is Black Panther fighting with the Ultimate X-Men outside of the dome. Dude, like,
oh yeah, what's her name from the Dora Milaje?
Yeah.
What in God's holy name is
here, let me go to the Zoom, because the Zoom's gonna.
What are those fingers?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what are those? That is awful. That's a storm.
And even the close-up ones, like, scroll down just a little bit. For her, there. Her left hand on our right.
Oh yeah, just flomp.
They're just fused together. And those are these 2 fingers don't move like that. You can't bend. You can't bow those fingers like that.
I hate when people bow the fingers in art. Like, it doesn't work. Like, you can do it sideways, and I think that's what, like, you can communicate that, but you need shading. You need Rachel
you need line separation there in order to do that.
But then, like, look over here.
You can't. What is
this? Is Maystorm and Cyclops?
Oh God.
I can't tell. You know what Ultimate Cyclops look like. She has like really long poofy hair. Even knowing like what is happening in that figure, I can't make it out. Like, I genuinely can't make out what is that pose. And like, it's just
that hurts me. That hurts me for you because you were reading their book.
I love their book. There's also one more.
Has that book ended?
Oh yeah, that book ended, and someday, if you ever get a chance, I think you've said like, or you said like, you know, you're open to.
I'm open to checking out the trades.
Yeah, checking it when it comes through. But that book ended in a way that, like, I think we've talked about this, but when Marvel wasn't supposed to end the Ultimate Universe, for all of you out there, like, it was supposed to go, for some reason they said we're going to end it. Peach got the order because she was the writer and the artist on the Ultimate X-Men. She went, no, and she just ignored him. And like, if you guys remember, her translator, Zach Davison, he came out and was like, yeah, Peach basically said no. And then he had to like back, like, no, that's not what I meant. I misspoke. Yeah. And it's like, no, she said no. Because then if you read it.
We know what you said.
If you go read it, it is so disconnected from, like, it feels like it's in line with the original spirit of the universe. But then at that like point, like the downturn of Ultimates, of everything, it doesn't go with it. It keeps going. So what I'm trying to get at is like, you'll laugh. Like, you will go like, ha, this is awesome. Like, Peach did not give a shit. And it works out really well because she specifically didn't. It's not AI generated. That's the crazy part. It's by Terry Dodson, who is amazing.
That's crazy. The same Terry Dodson that did I don't know where is it over here? Was it
I've got like 90
week before last? Yeah, week before
Wonder Woman?
last. He had the absolute Wonder Woman.
He's been doing a few
cover,
of them, and they're fantastic.
which is gorgeous. But Life on Inks.
I was gonna say, Andrew, put that comic, put that signature up to the screen there, because that's the defining bit right there. See, it says Rachel. Rachel is there, and that he needs Rachel to make sure
the man needs his wife in order to make sure his work looks professional.
That makes me
otherwise like those look like fingers that I would draw.
It makes me laugh really hard too, because like I like the idea of Terry being like, yeah, here's my art, and then everybody going like, where's your wife? Right. Like, but I also feel bad because I think Ultimate Endgame is the best of a bad situation. It doesn't feel like this is what they wanted. It feels like they're having to rush everything together and smash it. And it's just, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? But
there was no winning, but it doesn't excuse it from being bad.
It really doesn't excuse it.
But the fact that it was rushed is like, all right, well,
but that's what we can all expect from Midnight, because Jonathan Hickman is at the top. But let's see. Oh, I didn't zoom in. So first up is Midnight X-Men with a gorgeous cover by Dyke Ruin. Andrew, how do you like this cover? I know we're not really on board with Midnight, but we love Dyke, and it's two of your favorites. And
I was gonna say that it's like 2 out of my top 5 X-Men right there. You got Kurt and you got Aurora, both of whom look incredible there. I
like that freaked look on him.
Yeah, I think it looks fantastic. I'm open to seeing how this goes. But I am well aware that Marvel has a habit of cutting their creatives off at the knees.
And this is the specific Hickman one. He's charging this one. So this one we'll probably get like 2 or 3 amazing issues, and then you and I are going to be really mad for the rest of the year.
Right.
But the plot synopsis for this one, we don't really know a lot, just that the X-Men exist in a world with vampires, and they are sort of in like a giant turf war over the entire planet. Then we have...
I do hope we see Jubilee in that book.
I feel like we have to. And if you don't...
do a little throwback there to Vampire Jubilee, because Marvel had no idea what the hell they wanted to do with her.
Or do the thing where like we get to the issue, like the climax issue, and the Queen of the Vampires or whatever is Jubilee. And it's
that would be hilarious.
There we go. Finally, you did something with that idea. You know what I mean? So then we have Midnight Fantastic Four by Benjamin Percy and Kev Walker, which is kind of a disappointment. Percy's great. I don't know if you've read stuff from him, because he's been doing like...
I've read some Benjamin Percy stuff, but Kev Walker,
Wolverine,
the name isn't...
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You know who this is. It's the only name I ever bring up with this tone with you. You're going to land on it as soon as you look. But Midnight Fantastic Four, Benjamin Percy, Kev Walker... As it says...
Oh, he does a lot of Magic the Gathering.
An obsessive scientist delves into the secrets of the universe, perhaps best left unknown to mankind, leaving himself and 3 others warped in strange and horrifying ways. Never mind, it's not Black Label, it's Twilight Zone. That's what it is. It's Twilight Zone Marvel. So yes, Kev Walker is a very prominent Marvel artist for those who, Magic artist for those who play. You'll probably recognize his art from Llanowar Elves, because that's in every green deck.
Literally the first image that popped up for me.
But the name, or the reason I'm putting a big hullabaloo on it, because this artist in particular, this is the guy who did Venom War of Wolverine. Kev Walker. Yes, see, there it is. There's the reaction. Damn it. I have over here, I have him blown up. I wish I could have recorded the big blown up reaction instead of just having it in this little bubble, because that's what I knew you would go. He's a great painter, but you put him on faces and stuff, and he's just
Yeah,
not
you
the
put him on
business.
simple line work.
He was on
'Cause, like,
something this week.
I've seen I'm like looking at all of his Magic the Gathering art here, and I was like, yeah, I've seen like half of these cards, and his painted stuff. It's beautiful. It looks great, especially on Magic cards.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Venom War Wolverine wasn't it.
It wasn't great. It was very much like it was very much the book where you and I were like, we don't like looking at this. Like this is kind of
like you liked the kind of monstrous,
but that was
like
the thing.
designs that
It's
he
when
had
he's
for
not
the
when
symbiote,
he's not
but when
doing
he was drawing
like
humans
exactly. And so if I don't know if you picked it up, Andrew. I noticed it's conspicuously absent from all of your recaps of this week, but he did illustrate this week's Death Spiral body count one shot. And this is like, and this is.
I don't even think I saw that at my shop. What's the cover on it?
It is this, just another Torment.
Oh, I remember us talking about this. Yeah, I don't even remember seeing that at my shop. So it's possible that was with the Marvel books that didn't get delivered this week.
Probably.
So maybe that'll be there next week, and that'll be a book that I don't read.
Yeah, you really shouldn't. But
I'll be keeping an eye open for that Peach Momoko Black Cat cover for you. But aside from that,
yeah, that's kind of all I'm looking for. So he's not a great artist, but. And so that bums me out because I actually liked Percy's work on his recent Wolverine run. And yeah, he's kind of fun when you give him those kind of more, not gritty per se, but like hack and slashy characters who can be a little more bloody. He's also done all the like Predator stuff for Marvel. Not the Alien stuff. That was Hickman.
No,
but
I can
Predator
see that.
stuff. Predator stuff was Percy the entire way through. So all the Predator solo comics, all the Predator versus Marvel.
I heard
Predator
those were good.
Spidey.
I just didn't read them.
They are pretty fun. Honestly, guys, it's weird to say, but the like Marvel versus Godzilla versus Aliens versus Predator, these things have actually been like some of the best books Marvel's put out because it's the theory you and I were hitting on. Books right now, books that don't have to strictly care about continuity and play with like the month or like the week to week, book to book events.
Seem to be better than a lot of the longer running ongoing
and
stuff, which is kind of crazy,
right? It's because because when they give them those out of continuity books, they just go, okay, have fun, like do what you want.
Yeah, they don't.
And that's
like,
when they get creative.
Hamstring them nearly as much. Yeah, we get more creative stories, or we just at least maybe we get some stories where it's like this is kind of at its most base level, like paint by numbers for this type of story, but it's fun,
right?
Right. And at the end of the day,
like
I still need to have fun. Yeah.
Speaking
exactly.
Did you get this book in this week? Apparently the Sonic Godzilla crossover started this week. Did you see that? Did you pick that up?
No, it didn't.
AIPT has a review of it. So
my shop did not have that.
I didn't have it. My Pakistani guy doesn't have it. So I'm like, where is this book supposed to be? I don't know. I want to
pull up League of Comic Geeks
now.
I really if that came out this week, I'm gonna be super annoyed if I missed out on it. Because I intended on pulling that book. I might have actually already pulled.
You might have put it on your list, honestly. But while Andrew checks that, the final book to close out all of the Midnight stuff is Midnight Spider-Man by Philip Kennedy Johnson. We all know him. We all love him. Mr. Super Sons himself. With Cy Tronk as the artist. I've never heard of this artist, so I'm
he did Superman. He did. Super Sons was Tomasi.
What did PKJ do?
PKJ did some Superman during the it was either post Rebirth era.
He's the he did the whole like Supercore, like he did the new run that started or it's like the volume before this current one, before Williamson's. That's what he was on.
He was before Williamson.
That's right. That's right.
Correct.
But either way, he's still a really good writer. I know you and I both like him a lot. Midnight Spider-Man is probably the one that, at least in the descriptions, does the most different from our original Spider-Man, but also not by that much. Midnight Spider-Man will basically follow Peter. He gets bit by the spider. He turns into a spider-human hybrid. Oscorp after that, Oscorp transforms him into that because they're in search of like the elixir for eternal life. They're fusing people with animals. And after he mutates and becomes that, he dedicates himself to stopping Oscorp and stopping all of the like new mutant hybrids, which is okay, makes sense for a Spider-Man. We can see an Oscorp do that. When I read that, the scene from the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2 popped in my head, where he's like, where Osborn's walking through like the hallway of all the gear, and it's like the green tubes and everything. It's got like the octopus tentacles and the vulture wings and yada yada yada, and they're trying to set up like Sinister Six. But this, to me, guys, for any of my Toku fans out there, this is basically Kamen Rider, like to a T, where the original Kamen Rider, 1971, Takeshi Hongo, abducted by Shocker, used as an experiment because they wanted to create, more Nazi super weapons. He breaks out. He dedicates himself to fighting justice and bringing down the organization, who's continuing to make like human, animal, insect hybrids to take over the world. So might be cool, like genuinely might be cool. Oh, good. I still have the graphic working there. But yeah, that's what we have for Midnight. I think, I don't know. It's hard to get excited about an initiative these days, from Marvel especially.
Especially for Marvel, yeah, because Marvel just pulls the rug out from under these things so quickly.
And like, and to add like a multiplier,
they don't give it time to breathe.
At the top. When you put Hickman at the top, that makes me even more
like, Hickman's
like,
going to be taking big swings, and Marvel loves to be like, "Hey, we don't like you doing that, like, so we're going to pull the rug out from under you." And then at that point, Hickman just says, "Fine, F it." Right?
Yeah, Hickman's just like, "All right, fine." Like,
I don't know why he's Hickman, Jonathan. Seriously, buddy, my brother in Christ. We got walk over or send a freaking email to DC Comics and be like, "Hey, give me an exclusive contract.
Like, get me the hell out of here."
And pick a character, any character. Give me Jeremy Adams. I don't know how much longer his run is going to be for Aquaman. I'll take Aquaman, or I'll take give him Flash.
You can give him.
He'll do something new with Flash.
Give him literally anyone. I like that. That's kind of what I feel about.
Can you imagine
Hickman.
Jonathan Hickman Batman?
Jonathan Hickman Batman, a Jonathan Hickman Green Lantern, bro. That
would. I mean, you're the Morrison guy, so that's
like I don't know. The Hickman on a Green Lantern would be really cool. Hickman on a Batman would be very, very nuts, depending on how he takes it. Like, he could go super street level, or he could go Court of Owlsy style and kind of get into that more metaverse-y type of stuff. I don't know. I feel like I trust Hickman. Like, if I see his name on something, it's an instant sign of quality, but then also an immediate sign of like, fuck, don't get invested. Like this.
Yeah.
This is like a Jonathan Hickman book is that girl you meet over the summer. It's your summer romance where you're like, I'm really into her. And I wish this would last, but we both know in our hearts that we have to like go back to our states at the end of this vacation or something.
Yeah.
So like, enjoy it while it lasts, I guess. Jath asks, does Spider-Man plus Kamen Rider equal Toei Spider-Man? Not exactly. The Toei Spider-Man is more just, he's more of like, the 1940s Batman almost, right? Where he's like, oh, there's trouble, machine gun, let's go. Like, it's just time to be a hero. So I don't think like that was a little lighter hearted than like Kamen Rider, which in its first episode opens with like the guy getting cut open and scientists like experimenting on a live body. So I don't think they'll go full Toei with it. I think they're going to slightly curve it to go Kamen Rider on it. But let's see. What else did I have from that? I got nothing else in terms of news. Andrew, let's say we finally hit some comic books.
Let's hit some comic books.
What would you like to start with this week? Where should we go?
Oh, gosh. What are we at right now? What are we sitting at?
We're at about hour and a half, but of course, luckily this is one of the few weeks in recent histories where I don't have to go really. I don't know about you. Like, I don't have to go super fast after the stream, so we can maybe run a little longer if you wanted. But I mean, you didn't read two of the big books that you and I would probably bitch about, which are
we would normally bitch about, like Endgame for
and
sure,
Death Spiral, the body count thing. Like,
yeah.
Which, you know what? No, let's just take a quick moment here because you're here and I'm going to talk about this because I'm so mad, Andrew. Like, I'm so we're going here, guys.
Viscerally angry.
I'm viscerally angry at this thing. Like, okay. Amazing Spider-Man. So, if you guys remember, Andrew and I recently, well, let me rephrase that. recently, Marvel wrapped their latest Amazing Spider-Man event, Death Spiral. Andrew and I just did a comprehensive review on it about 2 weeks ago because there was nothing else to talk about. Go check that out if you want, sort of lay of the land of the whole event. At the end of that event, during that episode, you and I both brought up the fact that, like, one of the stupidest things about this entire event is that we didn't know anything about Torment. At no point do they give him... Do they explain
At no point
what's
do they
up?
give him... He wasn't a character. He was just a plot device.
That's a really good way to... Or like a prop even, right?
Yeah.
And
he had no personality.
No personality, no backstory. They didn't take any moments to go... issue 4 or 5 didn't open with that backstory to who Torment is. And
which is what I expected them to do. I was like, all right, so like
absolutely
towards the end of this little arc here, we'll get like some like, oh, this is the big reveal of like why he's doing what he's doing, who he was. You could have dedicated like 5 pages to that, right?
Easy. But
in issue 4, instead we get nothing.
And then we get a full-on...
An epilogue after I no longer care.
An epilogue issue, mind you, after we don't care. And so in this issue, it finally does what you and I were complaining about. It goes into who is Torment? What is Torment? What's his whole deal? And really what we learn is that... that's a good page for us to just like sit on. Where am I right now? What is happening? Venom. Yeah, we'll just hang there. So what we learn essentially is that Torment is just a guy, right? And his power essentially is to see those spirals. They don't explain it. He just goes, his whole story is that he's dating this girl and, she has kind of a rough family life, if you will. And so he sees that and he wants to help her. And so one day he just kills her family and says, "You're free now. We're free. I cut off all the spirals, everything that was like crushing, like, coming in and circling you and cutting you off." And she freaks out, get away from me. And he goes, "Well, I guess I'm on my own then. Like, this is what I'm going to do." That's it. That is literally it, Andrew. That's his origin story.
Character motivation.
That is
not a good one anyway.
And then you know how the whole connection to how he got onto Spider-Man and MJ, it's just, well, first of all, I will shout out this page, Andrew, because they did fix the iPhone conversation. Remember when we saw Carnage texting Torment and Mr. it was like Red. Reversed, but it was reversed, remember? Yeah.
Yeah, it was the text were on the wrong side of the screen. Yeah.
This time I went, okay, you guys got it right this time. But literally the only reason he just says, "Oh, Torment, I know a juicy spiral for you." And he goes, "Cool, I'm in." That's it. That is literally it. And that's it. And then we end with like, he's dead. He is dead. They go to, like, we see his funeral and his grandma's like talking to his sister or something. It's like, you need to be a good woman, like redeem the family name. And we just learn that, she can see spirals too.
Oh, she's the spirals now too. And
it doesn't,
I don't care because you didn't make me care about him. And so you're trying to make me care about this little kid going potentially down this same path, but there's no connection there for me to give a damn about.
There's no connection. This power
it's
doesn't make sense. It's
multi-layered, not giving an F.
Right. Like what is this power? Right? Like, is that even a power?
It's not explained.
To just see like, you're related to this person. There's a the framing device of this issue is that Torment's killing somebody.
All I'm seeing is like the iron like garden ornaments that are spirals that you stab into potted plants.
Yeah, and they're like and then maybe you put like a little rainbow flag or an Easter egg flag or something, and it's like, that's exactly what it feels like to me. There's a moment. So the framing device of this is that Torment's killing somebody, trying to, free him from his spiral. And the guy at one point like goes, "You're in, like, why did you do that? Like, why'd you become a murderer? You could have helped, like, you could have used your ability to help find, like, reunite lost kids and their parents because you can see family connections." And I'm like, and then he says, "You could have helped with kidnap cases." And I was like, no, like, I get kind of what you guys were trying to say, But I don't, what are these powers? These powers aren't anything, man. Like, I get to see your family tree. There's no compulsion to murder in these powers. That's
like, and there was never any indication that it like actually directs him somewhere
right.
for it to make sense. So it's like, okay, so you're on the one end of the country, right? And you see these spirals on somebody. Okay, how do you know to go to the opposite end of the country to where that person's next of kin is?
Like for example, if you set, like, if Torment's looking at Eddie and MJ and Peter, how does he, like, where does the spiral, does it show like a green link? Like, is there like a green line that extends out from like MJ to Anna to her sister to every, like, is that how it goes? That we didn't see that. We just see him going like they're essentially trying to say that serial killer compulsion is your superpower, right? Like, and it doesn't make sense to me. Like, that's not a superpower.
This was a half-baked idea.
It was what it is. It was very much.
It was a half-baked idea that tried an idea that maybe had potential to be interesting, but required a good explanation and a well thought out one.
Yeah.
To actually have your audiences be able to square up with it and make sense and be like, oh, okay, all right, so that's interesting. But instead, it just ends up being this nonsensical bullshit,
whatever, right? And it's like,
for lack of a better term.
Well, no, you're 100% right, because like I look at this page and this feels like this is you guys trying to retroactively make the Torment stuff seem bigger than it is. Like, yeah, Torment's dead, but it's a villain now. Like, they're in the mark. Like, oh, who cares?
It's like, I didn't care the first time.
And who's to even say like she's gonna go kill people? There's the guy, like, Torment was motivated in his first murder because he loved that girl. And her family was like really, really mean to her. Like, not great motivation, but there's a motivation there. This is just, and so I just don't get it. I really don't.
Teenager, maybe with some predilection or predisposition towards psychopathy,
right,
or sociopathy. Okay, maybe you could have something there. It's not a good motivation, but like if you have those building blocks,
we had a Carnage. People made Carnage work. You could do something. Yeah, it's not great.
You could still at least be like, okay, so he's a psychopath or a sociopath, and so it only took that little trigger for him to then go down that path. Okay, I still don't really care, but all right. But then you try to tell this story with these powers that you don't explain at all,
and really aren't even that cool.
There are no dots to connect. There's not even, you didn't connect the dots. There's just no dots.
You just drew a bunch of lines and said I connected the dots, and we're going, but the connect the dot sheet is like, we haven't even given it to you yet. You know, like, that's how it is.
You just drew spirals and assumed we would care.
Oh, and of course, guys, this is sort of an asterisk to this, but I brought this up to you this past week, Andrew. All of this spiral shit, and they don't do anything with the fact that the spiral is the symbol for null, for carnage,
right?
For like,
it's literally where it's. How is it not on the King in Black?
That is,
that's kind of,
you know where it is. It's on the Absolute Carnage one that you will never afford. It is, because the cover is that Stegman where he's like, wah!
Damn it,
and it's got the big spiral on it, like he's on the pile of bodies and stuff.
You reminded me to do my periodic check on Amazon.
I do it every day because I'm unemployed now. I look out for you, and I'm like, I'm never gonna find, like, it's never gonna happen. I go into comic book stores now.
Reprint that.
I go into stores now and I go,
please.
If I go to the omnibus section, I'm looking for Ben Reilly Volume 1 and Absolute Carnage at a deal, because those are the things we're currently looking
Man, that's painful. The digital version of the omnibus is only $40.
Don't need too much. Still too much. I don't know. That's
still too much for it being digital, if you ask me.
That's what I'm right there.
Still, compared to what the
secondhand
physical hardcover is, which is like $100, and then secondhand it's like 2 or 3 times that.
Marvel is so bad. Like, I don't understand how they go about reprinting omnibuses, because it doesn't feel like there's a strategy. The one that always sticks in my mind is So Cloak and Dagger comes out in Marvel Rivals. Lots of people learn about Cloak and Dagger from that game. They're blowing up.
People had never heard of them
Never
before.
heard of them. One of my best friends from high school, still best friends. He's a huge hero shooter guy. I got him into Overwatch. Marvel Rivals comes out, and I say, hey man, trust me here. Come play this game with me. It's going to be way better. He does. He locks in. He falls in love with Cloak and Dagger as their play style. And then of course, he doesn't really care about comics per se, but as he's just in the game, in the environment, he's absorbing voice lines and seeing little lore boxes, and he's getting
inevitably you potentially have your intrigue picked,
exactly
right.
Yeah, his interest got a little piqued, and so for this past Christmas, I was like, easy, I'll get him Cloak and Dagger Volume 1 Omnibus. Got to be $70, $75, super easy. They haven't reprinted it since like 1998, and I don't know why it's been so long out of print.
Opportunity. Cloak and Dagger
That's
have
what I
never
mean.
in their entire publishing history had this level
of
visibility on them. Even when they did that, like, what was it, like a mini series on I forget what streaming platform. Didn't they do like a couple episode mini series?
It was on Hulu. Yeah,
or Tribe.
Yeah. Or Freeform,
like,
or whatever those were.
Yeah, even then, like, that pales in comparison to the visibility that the characters have now on them because of Marvel Rivals. That's your perfect opportunity. And all you have to do is go to NetEase and be like, hey, here's a little bit of advertising revenue. We're going to ask that you put like periodic pop-ups on your main screen or whatever that says, hey, you can learn more about this. Or even like even better, here it is. When you go to the Hero Select screen, you go to that character's like main page of just the big profile.
Character,
it gives you a little pop-up in the bottom right-hand corner, a little slide out thing that says, hey, like here's your starting point. Recommended reading.
I like
Done.
I actually
sell more comics.
I've always thought, I haven't thought that for like hard on it, but for like the alternate costumes a lot, right? Like if it's from something, it'll say like it'll have a quote from the issue and then it'll say the issue that suit came from.
Yeah.
And I always thought like put a Marvel Unlimited link there or something, right?
Even the digital from Marvel Unlimited.
That's what I mean.
Something.
Like for example, think of the Future Foundation suits, right? Like Spider-Man, Johnny, the Four.
Yeah, you could even specify it to skin, like, hey, this is when this look appears.
Well, that's what I mean. Like you go to
Marvel,
the future.
We're trying to make you money here. Why? I have no idea.
DC's hitting up the newsstands. You could at least do this because like
you could pretend to try to make more money. Without blind bag BS.
The Future Foundation suits. Okay, you put them in the game. They look great. You say right there, like, Future Foundation #1, 2015 is when they, like, appeared, or 2014, whatever it was. Put a link, you click it. How many people, like, casual people, maybe they know the Fantastic Four. They're going to go, what the hell are these suits? What's a Future Foundation? You put issue 1 there, which I don't know if you remember it. Issue 1 of Future Foundation is really good because it's, like, Pete. It centers on Pete, and he like goes to the Baxter building and he's like, hey, what's going on? And they like suit him up and they kind of give the lay of the land and they explain like we're the science, explorers. And it's a really good, like just one.
Which is actually a really good
jump
team
off
setting
issue.
for Pete.
It's him like, on that team is one of my favorite times.
The potential interactions with him and Reed.
Him and Reed, him and Sue, limitless. Him and Ben, him and Johnny. Like him
and Johnny already have a great dynamic as just buds, right?
But that's what I mean. Like he's got such good. He can, go nerd out with Reed, which he does on the Foundation. He can go be a knuckleheaded guy from Queens with Ben. They could go to a Mets game. They could go grab a hot dog. Johnny is his best friend. Sue, we've seen it, but Sue treats him as sort of like she's his older sister, right?
Yeah.
Like a Princess Leia older sister. Like she's not into Pete, but she'll like flirt with him very quickly to like piss off Johnny. And so there's such good dynamics. And of course, one of the best little stories ever is after Johnny dies, we see Pete go over to the Baxter building and hang out with Franklin because they both lost their uncles. Right?
Yeah.
Like it's great. I loved that bit. I loved that period so much. I'm kind of sad they had to eventually go away from it.
And
right?
kind of like tertiary to that, Pete actually has really, really, really good chemistry and interactions with Victor Von Doom.
Like, I know it's not from the main continuity, it's from the Marvel Adventures one, but the Star Trek one is my favorite, where they're in a Quinjet.
Victor has this really great interaction and respect for Peter, even if he can't stand him.
Yeah, because
it's
like
great.
The scene I'm thinking of, guys, is they're taking a Quinjet with Doom goes to the Avengers. He needs help. Marvel Adventures is like the 10 to 12-year-old line, so it's a different continuity, big hitters, yada yada. He's like, Avengers, I need your help. They go, okay, let's get on the Quinjet. We'll go to Latveria. And as they're going, Spidey, buckles up and he goes, all right, Mr. Kirk, warp factor, or no, he says, Mr. Spock, warp factor 9. And Doom goes, Sulu. And Pete goes, what? Sulu was in charge of the warp drive. And Pete goes, everybody look, Doom's a big nerd. He's a big old nerd, right? And Doom is just sitting there like, do you remember too that issue from the JMS run back in the day where like Peter is, I forget what he's doing. He's at an airport for some reason and Dr. Doom is being like escorted through TSA and somebody attacks and he leaps into action and it's all a big it was a decoy thing because it is Doom, but his two police escorts were Sam and Cap. And it was like, yeah, there's a whole fun interaction between Doom and Spidey there. It's a kind of old issue. I don't know if anybody will remember it off the top of their head like me. Andrew, I'll share it with you later. Don't worry. But, yes. So that's all. Death Spiral just continues to piss me off. We didn't need this.
There were a handful of really good, really fun scenes in that arc.
Yes, absolutely.
None of which had anything to do with Torment himself.
You did not need any of it. You could have done this in 4. You could have done this not at all. You could have done this with an established villain if you really wanted to. There are millions of them running around right now. And
in retrospect, it really bothers me that was the arc where we kind of had the coalescence of Peter's return and the revelation that his former villain, Eddie, is now Carnage.
Yeah.
And his former lover, MJ, is now Venom. It's also when it was actually before Death Spiral kicked off that he learned that Ben had been messing with his actual life. It was an issue or two before that.
But also Ben, remember in that note, he basically said I tried to fill in for you. I didn't like it. I didn't want you to get the credit. Fuck this. I'm out. He didn't say there was no indication that I had blown up all of your stuff. Right. So that's another big twist he would have encountered.
Mm-hmm.
But
so it was just all of those things feel like because I talked about this, I don't know how many weeks ongoing, that there was so much narrative, genuine good Spider-Man drama potential out of
you had so many
those interactions. And we got a micro fraction of it because you
micro
you
fraction.
Stuck
Oh
it
my
in this
god!
Pretty middling to garbage arc that went nowhere, made no sense, and has ultimately no impact because the second it ended, I was like, great, can we get to Queen in Black now? Because with how Al Ewing's been handling Venom and how he's been handling the Null Mini, I just get more and more excited for the Queen in Black event because it's written by Al Ewing, who is at this point probably my second favorite Venom writer.
Ooh, behind
only Kate's.
Yeah.
Only behind Kate's. And then getting Ebon back on more symbiote stuff. I'm ready for it, man.
We're excited for that.
Getting here has been so irritating.
Because I'm still going to go back to this. Even though you and I don't care, what the fuck happened to Hellgate? I don't even I didn't want to curse there, but that's how strong. Exactly.
Never heard of her. Never heard of her.
Peter crashes the spaceship, and now he's acting like, oh, I beat him. No,
no,
decidedly no. He's still you could have dealt with that, and then so you could have had 2 issues of him so he crashes the ship, right? Then he gets back to Earth. Hellgate follows him. So now it's we really got to brawl down on this or something, right? And that's where that arc resolves.
And if you really wanted to kind of bring it all together. You could have right before Queen and Black kicks off, Peter and Hellgate are going at it, and Peter is actually putting in 100%. He's upgraded a little bit. He's still
I miss
kind
that
of on
suit
the
already.
back foot, right? But it's at that point because I don't care enough about Hellgate. I don't need to
don't
see
either.
an
No.
issue where Peter like just flat out beats him. I don't care.
I just mean
really
that
don't
in the
care about
narrative
Hellgate.
sense, right? Like,
Yeah.
no, we don't care, but you could have spent these last 8 or 9 issues of all these books more effectively. You could have properly wrapped up Hellgate, right? So like in my mind, you have Pete. Okay, he's in space, crashes the ship, desperation, he's dying. They get back to Earth. He's like, okay, I had 20 hours to rest on the trip. Oh shit, he's right behind us. Now we got to do like a big old classic spider brawl. We get another. We can use that opportunity to sort of have another, because I feel like we haven't had it in a long time. What's his name? Not Firestorm. Fire Lord. The Fire Lord beatdown, right?
Oh yeah.
And just we haven't had Spidey going full I'm going to murder your face in a long time, and I feel. Okay, use Hellgate, get that reestablishment, remind everyone that, oh yeah, this is Peter.
Remind everybody that Peter is not a slouch.
Right,
exactly. Can we stop treating Peter like he's actually some B or C tier hero right now, and he can actually handle business? Especially because he should be able to handle business at this stage in his career. We can't do that,
because if you do that, you can't also have him be, out on my luck, Peter Parker still struggling to get through everything, right?
God in heaven.
It just sort of it would be like putting Earth Prime Bruce into Absolute Bruce's shoes. It just wouldn't sure they would work, but it just wouldn't jive correctly. So
he would be smarter, but he wouldn't be nearly as physical. That's for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he's not going to be that giant.
Can you imagine Absolute Bruce with Prime Bruce's brain?
The Batman who laughs? I don't know. What do you want from me there?
Absolute Bruce. It's funny. My buddy Aaron Sparrow, I love him to death.
Shout out Aaron!
He doesn't have the most favorable opinion of the Absolute Batman book. He says it's not a bad book, but he says he's kind of just big dumb Batman. But it's a fun book. Is basically the way that he describes it, and I kind of disagree with that take. However,
but I get it.
If I'm comparing Absolute Bruce to Prime Bruce, yes, he's not nearly as intellectual as Prime Bruce. But if you were to say, okay, what if we gave him the same level of intellect and education,
right,
that Prime Bruce has, then that's just downright scary. Right.
Oh my God!
Then you basically just have Bane. You just have Bruce Bane.
Well, I just thought in my head because I was like, oh man, imagine him going to go I was gonna exclaim that's exactly it, Andrew. Prime Bats had Ra's al Ghul and the League of Shadows, and then in my head I was like, what if the next sentence was gonna be what if Abs Bats trains with Abs Ra's? But then I remembered, oh wait, Abs Ra's is a giant brick shithouse. He is a Bane. We would see. Yeah, Bane's big muscled up form would be Batman's normal size if he learned under this universe's Ra's. It would be it would be nuts. It would be it would be awesome. But so but no, you take those 2 issues, you have them, Hellgate's done. Now we can move on. But so because this is how I see the pacing. You beat Hellgate. So now he goes, I did it. I got back from space. I've been punched across.
And then all of a sudden Hela invades.
Well, no, all of a sudden you have hey Pete, I need to knock on the door. Who is it? It's MJ or something. And so now he's like, what? And then as he's okay, we have a freak out issue. Then we have him meet Carnage Eddie, freaks out again. And then we have as that issue is coming to a close, and he's like, okay, I can wrap my head around. It's great. Okay, all right, MJ, it's weird, but I accept this. And as that last page, he says, I accept this. And he's smiling at her, holding out his hands. That's when you see Hela's army coming in. And it's it is just raining. Not just stupid Dan Slott brand new day, problem raining,
right.
But actual, things are bad.
The way I'm trying to view it as cards dealt, the way to still salvage from what we've already had, is you can, in the next couple of issues, because Queen in Black starts in what, July? I think it's July.
I think July. I think July.
Let's assume it's that. So let's say 1 or 2 issues before Queen in Black actually kicks off.
Right.
You can have Pete square off with Hellgate. He's actually going hard at it. It's looking like, he's actually putting up way more of a fight now, but you could actually stall out that fight. And instead, that fight leads into Hela invading, and because symbiotes, maybe this is me making an assumption here, because we don't know piss all about Hellgate, and to be honest, I don't really care, because
Nobody does.
He's AliExpress Ares. I don't care. Like, why do
He's not even AliExpress, dude. You bought him from a street vendor in China. Like, he's not even AliExpress.
Right?
It's like way less quality.
Yeah, no, not even in China. Like
TJ,
they pay those kids at least 6 cents, right, an hour or a day. Like, this is probably Thailand, where it's like 2.5 cents.
You guys are just straight up child labor at this point, like child slaves,
something like that. But you lead it into that, and then Hellgate witnesses Peter shifting gears into being a hero and being like, "Hey, like, I can't deal with you right now. I have this bigger thing I got to deal with. You're not actually important right now to me." You see Hellgate see the strength, the inner strength of Peter, right? That what was he calling him? Like the steel or iron
prince or the silk
threads,
steel silk or
something like that. Yeah, I don't. Neither of us.
Something
care
they pulled out of nowhere that they didn't follow up on. Like,
yeah, the fact of the matter is none of us cared enough.
None of us.
And the story wasn't interesting enough for us to care. But you do that, then after you wrap up Queen in Black, you can have an issue dedicated to Hellgate seeing what Peter's true mettle was when up against something that was a massive world level threat, right? World or galactic or whatever.
And that's where he goes like, "Oh, that's why I was taught to learn from you," or something, right?
And then that was the actual lesson that he was supposed to take from Peter, which was his will, his resilience, his goodness, and his willingness to stand back up despite the odds against him. And he said, that's what actually makes you the warrior.
I wasn't on board with that until you started listing off the traits. And then I was like, okay, wait. Now I'm on board. Now I'm on board with this, because that's pretty good. And I actually really like that. If you want to be nice to Joe Kelly and care about Hellgate, here's my idea, Andrew.
Here's the thing. I don't care about.
I know. And so
I don't want to be nice to Joe Kelly.
Which is weird that our roles are reversed here, where you're giving like the nicer, like, let's be, fair.
I'm like trying to be like, okay, so how can we salvage this? Or maybe more of it's like, how would I salvage it?
Oh, absolutely. But it's funny, because here's where I would go with it, based on going off of your jump of, he's in the middle of fighting Hellgate, right? Hela appears, and in the middle of that fight, they're about to blow, and then shadow falls or whatever, and they both look up. A giant fucking fleet. Hela, descends to Hellgate or something, or Hellgate goes, "That's the other, legendary thing, like the Black Queen, or like the Death Sword or something, just whatever," right? And he goes, "I got to get up to her. I got to get to her attention. I got to go learn from her." So maybe he abandons Pete, maybe he tears his way through, or maybe Hela lands in front of Peter and MJ and whatever. But he goes like, "Hela, let me be in your service, teach me." And I'm only hesitant to say this, to execute this next part, because it literally just happened in Absolute Superman, but Hela just goes, "What?" and just dices him. Just waves her hand.
Have one of those jobbing moments.
Exactly.
To kind of set the stage of this is how powerful this character is right now.
Exactly.
Because they just put down that person who was a problem for all these people. They're basically existing to be a measuring stick.
Exactly. So that the reader can go, "Oh, that dude punched Peter across the universe. Oh, Hela just vivisected him with no effort." Oh no.
Hela just stuck him in a blender and set it to frappe.
Right. So that, and then we're done. we don't have to worry about any of that crap. You can just say,
I'd be okay with that.
and that's what I mean. Like,
or even like, because we know that Null, and honestly, that's probably the next book we should
which,
move into.
I do
since
have,
we're talking about all this Spidey
I do
and
have it
symbiote
pulled
stuff.
up.
Like, since Null is on his way to Earth specifically now, because he's got beef with Peter, he's got beef with Eddie, especially. Like, what if we just like had Null pull what he did against Sentry on Hellgate?
That's exactly kind of what I'm thinking, right? Just like, I want
just complete rated RM, and then let's move on with our regular
just
lives.
be done and never talk about it again.
That's far more simplistic than mine.
Send him to the dimension with Judas Traveler, right? Like, just, I'm good with it. We don't ever need to see him again.
Bye.
But as Andrew was, sort of hinting at here, and as we've both been talking without directly talking about, Null was good this week. We got a new issue of Null. And I'm going to be completely honest. With every issue of this book, I know, like, it's always good, but then I pick up the next one and I go, will it hold? Because I feel like this, to me, this concept of like,
it feels like it's really skirting a line.
Right. Because, like, to me, I just see, like, you lay it out base. It's like the biggest, baddest evil guy. Oh, now he goes and gets the biggest, goodest power. And it's just like, what?
And
like,
that specific thing is kind of addressed in this issue.
That's what I'm saying.
He specifically worded it. And when I read that scene, I was like, oh,
that's what I'm saying. There's
that
always
makes sense.
Ewing always manages to like he doesn't over explain or he gets like exactly what you need to go, shit. He'll on
bring
board.
us there. Because
like,
remember,
yes, that's the right way to put
when
it. Yes.
when all new Venom kicked off, and we're like, when the reveal happened, which I called,
you did.
The MJ was, the current host, right? We immediately were like, once that was confirmed, we were like, okay, now what are the implications of that, and what absolutely needs to be addressed? Otherwise, this is a half-assed done idea.
And that it was the whole
he addressed
Venom attack, and he does address it. Like they have Andrew. He, unlike everything we just talked about, he has the balls to dedicate basically an entire issue to them hashing that out, right? Like after that first arc, when they go into like that meeting sphere room, that's like most of the issue.
It was, and they hashed it out, and it was like, and it was also visually one of the coolest issues too.
It was one of our favorites,
a lot of awesome stuff. I mean, freaking Carlos Gomez, man.
I still love that.
He's so good.
His MJ look in that dimension, because it's like her mental MJ. Like it's a really good MJ. But that's the thing with this Null book, is that I feel like it's skirting a line that like this is such a thin premise. Like this could easily go wrong. Very, very.
Oh no, it could. This is like you've got a juggler or a plate spinner that's like at their max capacity, right? And it's like no one has ever juggled this many balls or spun this many plates at the same time, and all it would take would be one mess up, wrong
and then you know what they do,
falls apart completely.
And then he decides to do like a coin behind your ear trick, the most basic of like performance art, and all of us are going, okay, you've been doing really good with all those plates. That's a really basic trick. Do you really need to try this right now? Like, can you pull that off? Or are you going to do the thing where you go for the ear and you drop everything and one thing leads to another? Like, that's how easily it could go. But Ewing continually goes like, oh, I've already done the trick like 5 times while you were worrying about that. And you just go, oh, holy crap.
It's honestly, in the midst of it happening, you don't realize it until he gives just the most basic of basics explanation for it. And you're just like, that really is. I love that you use the coin behind your ear trick, because that's like one of the most basic magic tricks. And that's literally what his explanation ends up being. And it winds up being just enough.
Like it works. Like
he doesn't try to over explain it.
I'm locked here with you. Like, how do you explain that sensation that you and I think I'm locked in with you, where it's like you read it and it is so simple and it's so easy. It's not overcomplicated, but you just go, like it washes over you, like it hits, and you're just like, oh, like,
and you're just with it. You're like,
exactly.
You're like, of course.
Of course. It's kind of like the big takeaway from it. So instead of teasing you guys, let's get into actually what happens in Null. As we've seen over the last 4 issues, the entire premise of the series is Null, former king of the symbiotes, king of the darkness, king of the void. He is the king in black, if you will. he is, following his defeat by Eddie, following his defeat by Carnage and all that stuff. He's kind of dying. He's really on the outs. And in that, being weak, Hela, the Queen of Death, was able to imprison him and sort of take all of his role as the King in Black and take his symbiote control. So in return, Null says, fine, I'm going to go get the all light, the complete opposite of darkness, of the void, like the embodiment, the full essence of good. I'm going to go get that, and I'm going to fight you with it. Again, like, even saying that out loud, Andrew, like, I don't know how to make the pitch sound good. It just sounds so dumb.
It
right?
sounds dumb, and it sounds so weird until, and as cool as the design looks, because I'll be honest, I already loved Null's design
you
from
really
Jump.
love Null. I know you do.
I really like Null's design, but like his like all white or all light version is really badass.
It is.
Premise wise, I was like,
same.
I'm really struggling to square with it, right? Like, we're talking the person who was the physical living embodiment of the void, Black, right? All of a sudden, he is willfully choosing, whether it's out of desperation or not, he's choosing to become the opposite of it.
And,
but his like 2-sentence,
but he's
or
also,
even a 1-sentence explanation of why he did it in this issue made it all come together for me. And I was like,
so good, guys, and we'll get to it.
Of course.
And like that's the other thing here for me too, Andrew, is like, biggest bad guy went and got the all light. Like, in my mind, theoretically, he should just not exist. It's negative, positive, poof. Yeah. But, and so you go, okay, how is the most evil person able to wield the most good? Because every time we've seen this power, it's been held by the enlightened Eddie, whatever his name is, that he says it later on. You always struggle with it, so I want to see if you'll remember it, because we'll see it in the book.
No, it's the Illuminated, but
yes, no, that is it.
I just realized something.
Hit me.
The reason that it doesn't kill him and actually works was set up in issue 1.
Was it?
So you remember when, because it was something, we saw an ability out of him that we hadn't seen before.
Okay, well, let's hold on. Let's show everybody what we're talking about. We'll circle back. That's a really good point.
I'm actually
I know
something just clicked in my head right now.
It's so good though. But essentially, guys, where we are right now is Null is still, as of last issue, he has made his way across the galaxy, trying to acquire different levels of weaponry to take back his, revenge against Hela, take it all back. Nothing's really worked. Last issue, he went to Eddie, the illuminated Eddie, who is, basically like Buddha, super Buddha, and stole the all light from him, which is where we enter into this issue with Hela sort of, she's recognizing now that like, oh, I thought I got rid of Null. He's more of a problem than I thought. And there's really good bits right here where Hela's like, no, he's gone. Like, he's not part of the dark anymore. Like, I do not hear him in the hive. Like, he's gone. And I think that makes me more worried than when I could hear him. And I'm just like, ooh, like, that's, and she even says like, is this possible? Like, a second defeat is around the corner, right? And then Tyr, who Odin's son, Thor and Loki's brother, whole big thing. Go back and read like the JMS run. He's basically in Hela's service as like a diplomatic thing, like a Orion, who is it? Orion, Mr. Miracle sort of situation type of trade thing. But
yes,
so that's her advisor. And she's like, he's doing the whole kiss ass thing. Like, no, Queen, you're the best. Like, you will never fail. And she's like, dude, be real with, like, I know what I'm facing up against. Be real with me. And he goes, okay, I'll be real with you. While he takes care of that, we meet back up with Null, who is, encountering Thanos again. After, 2 issues ago, he fought Thanos, beat his ass down. This, at the end of last issue, Thanos, intercepted him while Null was flying through space towards his next destination. So here, they just get into a brawl, which is pretty damn good. Like that, what is that, panel 5? Just the bottom one of like Thanos slugging,
when he
like,
freaking clocks him. So that panel right there reminded me.
No yelling, no sound effects, just like that dude is like knocked. Like That's a brutal one.
He's got the stars and the Tweety birds floating above his head, man. Like he's rattled. His brain is shook. That scene right there reminded me, even though it's slightly different, but like those who have watched Naruto up through Shippuden, the Raikage's lariat that he has.
Yep.
When he lights somebody up with that lariat maneuver, I saw that panel. I was like, no,
man,
felt that one.
And like Null is dashing at him, right? So it's like immovable force meets or unstoppable force, immovable object, and Thanos just clocks his ass.
Immovable object being Thanos's fist.
Thanos's fist. And so from there, Thanos just starts kicking his ass, kind of like just up and down the street, literally just like throwing him up and down this ship. And that's where we get to, oh no, not Death Spiral. Get out of here, Death Spiral. We don't want you. A very crazy splash page where Thanos takes the All Light and drives it through Null.
He just runs Null through there.
And just easy too, because again, like this is still Thanos.
Yeah, and Thanos is no slouch, though Darkseid's still more
Darkseid, easy clear. But this entire time, Thanos is kind of telling Null, like, you know, it doesn't matter if I'm using an army to fight you or if I'm fighting you. A win is a win. A weapon is just a weapon.
And a tool is a tool. Yeah.
Yes, a tool is a tool.
And it was set up.
It was a great
this is narrative so set up by
Null gets his ass kicked,
oh my God.
And he stands up here and he goes, "Oh, Thanos, I couldn't agree more." And we just start unloading on him, and he starts, you know, kicking his ass, just using the All Light.
These panels are so good.
These are really, really good panels, right? I will unfortunately ding Ewing because I fucking hate MCU references in the 616, and there's one here where Null tries to stab Thanos with the All Light. It like literally just like bounces off of him, and Thanos goes, "You should have gone.
You should have gone for the head."
And I'm just like, come on, you're better than that, Ewing.
Yes,
you don't need to do that.
Watched, you know, Infinity War. Thank you very much.
We've all been there.
When everybody still cared about the
jackpot,
MCU.
Tiger, right? Like.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me of a time when Marvel's Cinematic Universe movies
was really good. But this is where we get the reveal Andrew and I are kind of like fanboying over, where Null reveals, you know, Thanos keeps telling him, like, you really expect to wield the All Light? Like, you're a being of evil. Like, you're stupid. Like, what? Duh, I'm going to kick your ass. And Null goes, here's the thing. A tool's a tool. A void is just a void. What do I care the color that it is? Right?
Yep.
And what did he say? That my void is now white and shining, that it burns brightly forever and ever with no life to dim it. Right? And that's where he takes it back and he delivers a killing blow to Thanos where he wins the fight, but even Hela acknowledges, like, yeah, Thanos probably isn't dead. Like, this is not that. But
yeah.
That's what, like, yes, a void is a void. What matters? Its source. What matters? Its form. So easy there, guys.
Yeah. Simple. That is such a simplistic explanation, but it doesn't need to be anything more than that.
And if, like, I can easily see this being so simple, 90% of writers would have flown over it. Right?
They would have tried to over-explain, and in their attempt to over-explain, they would have created a bunch of holes for people who think about this stuff at a little bit deeper of a level than probably a lot of others would, to be able to just pick apart.
Like an easy one, right? Would be the All Light is sentient, and for some reason it decides it wants to help Null, so it allows itself to. Well, then you go, well, then why didn't it show up and help stop him during King in Black?
Yeah.
Like where, yada 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 yada. So. Like, and it's just, it's so simple. It's so good. Like a white void burning so much that no life can exist in it versus a void so cold and black that life can't exist in. Like, it's crazy when you look at it. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just spazzing now because this is what we're talking about.
Sequence.
This is what we're talking about. You're not in and you're going, I don't know, man. And then he just drops one line of dialogue. And you go, oh, ha ha ha, never mind.
And here's where I'll bring it all together.
Yes,
here's where I'll bring it all together. So this is what I was talking about earlier. Remember issue 1, when he was in that cage,
yes.
right? and he was, for all intents and purposes, he was trapped.
I loved this bit. Yeah.
He could not leave that cage from what we presently understood. But then he had an epiphany, and he realized once all the guards, everybody had left the room, it was essentially an empty space.
Right.
And if it was an empty space, it was essentially a void. And a void was something that he could occupy because he embodies the void. He embodies nothingness, right? Even to his own words, he was like, I am nothing.
I am
And
nothing.
then we see that close up where he smiles, right?
And then he's
says,
like,
I am nothing.
Yeah.
Right. And then leaves. Well, here he just said, a void is a void. What do I care what color it takes? Right? So if the all light is just another type of void, and he was able to understand that on a conceptual and intellectual level, he knew that despite the fact that on our end, even at the time, we were like, wouldn't that kill him? Right? Because on paper, that's what we would initially jump to, right? And that's what we did initially jump to. It's like,
absolutely.
How do we square that? Like, how does
that
it make sense? Because otherwise he should just burn up entirely, right? If it's just another void, what does he care?
And I love it.
Matter?
And I love it.
Such a simple explanation.
And what I love with it too is like, try any other, like, you really can't beat it by logic, even though it logically doesn't click with us. You know what I mean? Like, it is a void. It's full of life, yes, but it's still a void. But it's all the good, it's all hope, but there's still nothing there.
If it's a blind, because here's the thing, the specific language is if it's a blinding white light, you can't see anything, therefore void.
Which is like, it's almost like you're going up against a little kid, right? Where you're like, yes, but it doesn't matter because the kid is right.
Yeah, because the but doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like the kid is right at base. You can add all these like, but that's not how we do it in the house. That's not how we do it. It's like whatever. But you're just adding little thing. Like he's still right. And that's the hard thing to square away with, right?
Yeah.
And I think that is what's getting me here.
And that actually makes this version of Null somehow more terrifying than even what we had over here.
Oh, dude, this is way scarier.
Because this is a learned.
And you know what
the Null that we dealt with back here, like, yeah, he'd fought Thor, you know, or not, he hadn't fought Thor, it was his dragon that fought Thor, his symbiote dragon, that Thor defeated.
He
took down a Celestial,
right? Like,
and he was no slouch, to be very clear. But now he's got experience of actually fighting against things really willing to try.
It's like a bomb versus a sniper rifle, where like when he first shows up, we're really leaning into like he's the god of dark. He's, you know, heavy metal dragon. Like he kills a celestial, he kills a sentry, he's trapped in a planet. So sort of like an action movie, we're getting our big like boom, boom, boom. Oh, this is why we should fear him. Now we go, okay, now that all that dust has settled, let's look at Null. Oh, there's actually character there and something you can do that's smart.
There's a drive and an ambition.
There's a smarter level you can take him to. Like he doesn't just have to be the base, haha, I'm evil. Jath actually, you know, brought something up to this where he says, nice seeing the power of light actually being portrayed as intimidating. It seems more often than not, darkness gets all the street cred. And I mean, I think he's right. And lot of that has to do with the fact that look at like, what is the most good and what is the most evil? The most good in our minds is like, you give your money to everybody. You're feeding everyone. Everybody is safe. Most evil, you're fucking shooting them all the time. You're causing death and destruction. That's like scary and overwhelming and like not something like that's intimidating compared to, oh, I'll take care of you. But yeah, the fact that they're not just going like darkness, spooky, boo, they're kind of taking that to another level with that void stuff. I'm so about, and I'm glad you brought up that first issue because I was going to say with him embracing this like light void, I'm excited that he's going to use his power again because I loved that void filling power. Yeah. But because he was like, that was the only issue where he was still himself. And so I was like, no, it's gone. But this looks like it might come back. And then to really top this all off. Okay. Let me ask you something here. What happened here?
So this
I
is the
don't know.
one scene in the issue where it was a bit of a head scratcher, and I hope we get an explanation in the next issue.
Yeah.
And I think the next issue is the last issue of the mini.
I think so. Yeah, 6.
Because I think it's just a 6 issue. And this is an immediate trade buy for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is a day one trade buy for me.
This is gonna be really good. It better get like a direct market exclusive like cover.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Please give me a hardcover with a dust jacket.
Yeah.
And also, like, when you inevitably do the Queen in Black saga omnibus type thing, include this in that, please, because I think this is required reading,
guys.
This is required reading.
I was just reading it like the last weekend. If you're gonna put the damn Miles Morales issues of Absolute Carnage in the Absolute Carnage book, you're gonna put Nolan in the damn Queen in Black omnibus. You hear me? You hear me?
Yes. You better.
But yeah, so like. Because I saw the scene and he's got his, symbiote outriders.
He turns or evolves the Chitauri.
Is that what he's doing?
Into
dragons?
Dragons, essentially. And like, so.
Oh, I see that now in panel like 5, that like black uprising or wings sprouting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So to me, it's initially a head scratcher, but then I kind of came to it doesn't make 100% sense from a technical standpoint, but from a visual standpoint, I'm good with it because we already know he has this kind of like affinity towards dragon imagery, right? Because
Grendel.
He created there was Grendel, exactly, the symbiote dragon, which Thor had to slay. The wings thing was introduced during Kate's run. I know you're not necessarily a fan of that, and I know a lot of other people aren't fans of that.
It all depends on how you. I'm glad he doesn't use it regularly. Let's put it that way. Yeah, right. I'm okay with it. I think that's something you should use sparingly. In those epic moments, like when he slashes that axe into Null, I'm in for it. Don't have him being like, "All right, Pete, I gotta go pick up Dylan,"
and then that would be to me. While the wings look really cool and I like them, to me that would be a diminishing of stakes and a diminishing of impact that kind of an evolution to the form should have on the storytelling.
I completely
agree. That should be reserved for those moments, right? To me, I liken that to, as much as I love Dragon Ball, when all of a sudden Super Saiyan was just a thing that they were like, oh yeah, I can be Super Saiyan
mad.
In like half a second. There was no build up to it, and then randomly, like, there would be just for no reason whatsoever, you would have the episode because they have to have it, and admittedly it's cool when it happens, but it also doesn't make any damn sense when you'd have one of the characters, usually Goku, taking a bunch of extra time to yell and get angry and power up to Super Saiyan. It's like, what are we doing here? We know you can literally just turn that on,
like now, like there's
because you already established you could just turn it on, right? So there's no impact there. Dude, that's the way that I view the handling of the wings with the symbiotes. Like, save that for when it really matters and has visual and narrative impact.
I mean, I think you could have done it here. I think with a visual and a narrative impact, you could have had that here. The problem is the only explanation we get for what the hell is happening is Null says, I return with the spear. It's in my hands. The very spear that destroyed you now transforms you. What does that mean? Like, what are you doing? What is the mechanism?
I think there's an extra word bubble missing. Just
that's
one.
That's what I mean.
Usually less dialogue in comics is more, unless you're Scott Snyder, and he can pull it off most of the time, and most others can't. I think you're missing a dialogue bubble here that is explicitly him saying that he's channeling his will
and like affecting you now.
And it's evolving them. And all you had to do to visually communicate that as well is give him some like white dragon wings for one panel.
That would have worked. Because like when I read this panel, this page, I thought he like eliminated all of the Outriders or whatever, the Chitauri, and like all that was left were dragons. And I was like, okay, maybe that has to do with something, because we just saw like when he burned away the symbiotes, right? I thought maybe he did something like that, and the dragons already existed. I don't know, and those were the survivors. But then I was like, what? It just felt really weird, and I think what really throws me off is that they gain mass, right? Like they don't just change; they're literally going like big.
Yeah,
and it's like, did they combine? Are those things just standing there? Like, I read it as like Null going, I need the most light, powerful things, and I'm sorry, Chitauri, like, you're not it, so I'm gonna wipe you right now, and kind of like whatever stands is going to be my army. And oh, these dragons were the things that lived. Let's go. And I was like, okay, I can get behind that, but also, like you said, just one more dialogue bubble somewhere.
That's all it required. Yeah. I think that would have fixed that issue for me at least.
And I will say this, as Andrew noted when we were starting the issue, at the climax here, we have both Null and Hela heading towards Earth for Queen in Black. And I will say this to Ewing again, I'm kind of really on board on this setup, right? Because they're not just like, oh, let's go to Earth and fight on Earth, right? Like, Eddie or
so he can fight anywhere,
right? Especially because you guys are in space.
But of course, you chose Earth because that's where all of our big name heroes are, right?
Right. And so, like, how do we get there? We got to have a good explanation. You can't just say because. And so
Null, it's personal.
Null, it's personal. He wants to get revenge on Eddie and Carnage and Peter. Hela, in the meantime, as what we were hinting, Tyr goes, okay, you will lose at the current rate, but with the symbiotes, I know I have a contingency plan. I know it'll help you. And he's basically saying, we're going to go to Earth. We're going to symbiote them all. We're going to have all the heroes. And now you have an army and you'll win. So they're kind of going for unrelated reasons. And I like that as a setup to like, oh, now we fight instead of like, we will meet at dawn on Earth, the battleground, right? Like, which would have made no sense for either of them. So like, I'm really on board. Like,
the setup for Queen in Black is really, really good.
It's crazy how much you and I are on board for this. Because on paper,
we're both sick of Marvel events.
We're both sick of Marvel events.
Marvel's like handling of like the Spider Office. And as far as I am aware, the Venom books are underneath that purview.
Yes.
And so the fact that Al Ewing has been able to do so much with the Venom book since All New, and obviously even prior, because even prior, and I still need to grab the omnibus of his run prior to Venom War, like, is pretty remarkable that he's been able to do so much with it. His setup has just been so good for this event that I can't help but be excited for it. And
I know,
honestly, I can't remember the last time I was this genuinely excited for an event.
It was Venom War for you specifically. Well, yeah, it was Venom War.
Well, yeah, it was Venom War. Yeah, sure, yeah, because
that was Al Ewing,
have the exact same creative team, right?
Yep.
Right, and that's the thing. And oddly enough, it's so funny because you hear a lot from comic fans, even if they're ones who, like us, are like they want to like this stuff. You know, but they're also willing to recognize that it's like, oh man, we're going through a rough spot right now.
Like,
you know, as Marvel really is for sure. But for some reason, even though so many comics fans, Marvel ones even specifically, will say like, oh, I'm sick of the symbiotes. There's so much symbiote stuff. The symbiote events tend to be the most consistently exciting.
It's kind of true.
Even if the setup is kind of like, what are we doing here? It still ends up being like, well, that was kind of fun.
Like,
right?
Oh, wow, like, that was cool.
There was some dumb stuff in Venom War, mostly on the side stuff, though.
Mostly,
like the main event proper was.
But then you also had really fun side stuff, like the
like really good ones. Like
what
you
was
had the venomous ones, even the Spider-Man one.
Spider-Man, the Superior Foes one. I forget what it wasn't called Superior Foes, but remember where like Shocker and Boomerang go into the bar.
Shocker or Boomerang, yeah.
And Sparky.
With, Sparky,
right. Like that was pretty good.
Justice for Sparky.
Dude, we still haven't seen the Uncanny Sparky. I'm so worried about Uncanny Sparky.
We haven't. Well, and then there was also the one that had Silver Sable. That was
like lethal
What was that
foes,
one
I think they
called?
called it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Venom
I
or
think it was
lethal foes.
yeah,
'Cause it was just-
lethal
because it was
force or
her,
something
and
like
then
that.
yeah, because it was her directing like the Life Foundation symbiotes
Mhm.
were under, and that
And
was
that
when
one was
they
super interesting.
was that the one where they put the sonic weapon on the boat to keep them from getting into
Mhm.
Manhattan? Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
I liked that
like
one.
that was super interesting. It wasn't the most exciting of the
No.
tie-ins, but it was actually interesting, and so I was here for it. Unlike the Deadpool one, which was
That was disappointing.
pointless. That
That
was
one was
incredibly
specifically
disappointing.
disappointing because it has Mania, and it's like
Yeah,
I want Andy to have like she kind of matters a lot in this Venom stuff.
or she should.
Does
You
she still
know,
have the devil mark in her
I
symbiote?
don't know.
I don't
I
remember.
genuinely don't know
I
at this
I will
point.
say I did like that little plot twist though, where it's like, oh, Flash, you were tagged, like you were cursed, but then you gave some of the symbiote to her, and
Mhm.
that curse went to that part of the symbiote. And it's like,
Yeah.
wow, holy crap, you fucked up.
Yep.
You were trying so hard, but yeah, Queen in Black's
Excited
coming.
for Queen in Black.
Excited. Yeah, I want to see it already. Give us more
Give us more
Spidey,
Ewing and
more Ewing,
Iban.
Iban symbiotes.
Iban!
Iban, and I'm excited. I want to see what Rick is going to do. Oh, and because he's still bonded with Toxin, and then
That's
of course
true. He is still bonded with
we
Toxin.
need-
Toxin's like kind of losing his
he's
mind.
losing it. Yeah, and then we still have to see your prediction come true, or our prediction come true, that the Venom change for MJ is her like,
Oh yeah, because that's when she
finally,
fully embraces.
like we are
Yeah,
Venom.
that was my
Yeah.
that was the take. What was it, last week or
Last
the week
week,
before?
yeah,
Where I
so-
was like, I think that's what caused the change, where she finally embraces being the host and like, all right, we're doing this.
If they don't have like a splash page in one of the Queen in Black issues, like a final, either a one-page splash, yeah, just a one-pager of like MJ leaping into action, screaming "We are Venom" with her whole chest, it's gonna be a missed. It will be a missed opportunity.
Complete missed opportunity.
You-
Like that has to happen. That
I'm
actually has to happen. And I'll say this, and I'll preface it with, we do ultimately at the end of the day know that we're dealing with the House of Status Quo, and they will
Yes.
eventually circle back to Eddie being Venom, and people who have their panties in a twist over the fact that MJ is the current host can go back to not crying like little babies.
Oh my god!
But I honestly am game for, even though I do eventually want to see Eddie return to being the host.
Absolutely,
I do. I'm okay as long as it's written by Ewing and done well. I'm okay.
That's really all you
with
need,
MJ
guys.
with MJ being the host for a little while longer.
As long
Whether it
execute it right.
wraps after Queen in Black, or it wraps an arc or two thereafter, or whatever, I'm here for the ride
How
because
would
he's
you-
handled it very well thus far.
How would you feel? And this is just like a side question to it, but like, if Venom goes back to Eddie, how would you feel about MJ bonding to another symbiote? Personally, I don't see it, because it's that
I think-
specific Venom connection right now.
I
that
was about to
makes it,
say,
like,
because like visually it looks cool when she's bonded. Now that I've seen like
Yeah.
somebody design an outfit for her that's like, oh, like she's all in here.
she's
now.
a lady, yeah.
Even though I like all new Venom's design
Oh,
just
absolutely, yeah.
on its own
We
as
both
is,
do.
but like if we're actually gonna personalize it, right?
Right,
to
right.
to MJ specifically, we know MJ is incredibly feminine, but she's a firecracker.
And
She's
fashionable, like
exactly, like there's no way she would have a basic ass symbiote.
Like I like what you brought up last week, where like she has heels, but you know,
Mhm.
she's a symbiote wearer. Like it doesn't matter. She doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it
It doesn't
looks
feel
she's in
like
heels.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, the symbiote absorbs all of that.
And
for
she's
her.
basically just
she may
floating,
as well be
yeah.
just walking around, yeah, on air. I think the symbiote bond only works with the Venom symbiote specifically for MJ because of the narrative implications, because of all the
no.
precedents, because of the history that's there, right? I think that's where it actually works. And if you try to just throw another one at her, which I wouldn't put past Marvel,
Well-
honestly, like what if she becomes the next Carnage?
No, Andrew. This is what just popped in my mind.
Oh, you're
What
gonna
if
make it worse.
She's gonna be the next anti-Venom. They're like she's bonded to Venom. She's setting up this super connection with Flash, and that Anti-Venom provides a way to completely clean herself of Venom while also still being a symbiote. We've seen Toxin team up with Flash to be Agent Toxin. I'm really worried that that's what they're going to do.
I wouldn't put it past them. I really hope Ewing
here
doesn't
falls
do
the
that.
Queen in Black. All hail the Queen in White.
I
know. I didn't like it. I did not like that as it came out of my mouth. It felt awful. It felt awful.
That's painful. All right, we're gonna pocket that and pray to God. You know, I'm gonna pray to baby Jesus. Adult Jesus was pretty all right too. I mean, a 72-hour auto res is pretty.
You know what?
I'm
just gonna play the field. I'm just gonna spread shot to all Jesuses. All right, all 33 years, all 365 days. I'm getting a prayer to each Jesus to just not let that happen.
Every moment of his life on earth, right?
I want him to be like 5 in Nazareth kindergarten, hearing my prayer, being like, "What the hell is a null? What the hell is a symbiote? Goo goo gaga? MJ? Yeah, what's a comic book?
Right?
What is English?"
Oh man, I hope you're wrong. I really hope you're wrong. I can see Marvel pulling some stupid crap like that. But that's the problem.
That's the only problem, is that if
you can count on Marvel for one thing, it's making the stupidest possible choice out of all of the options that
what did we see? What did we see? You and I were talking about something the other night where I was like, this is such embarrassing forced MCU synergy for like Spider-Man, Hulk, and Punisher. There was something, and no. It was so there's another event coming up to lead into like the Armageddon stuff, and it's called Doom Quest, and it's like it's an Iron Man versus Doom event, which is like those two have no connection. This is like it's the most forced like MCU.
Aside from them both being brilliant minds, there's no connection there,
and they have armor. That is it.
Yeah.
Like they've never.
Wow.
Oh, guess who else has armor? Literally every other character in this universe, right? Like it's really, really dumb. But that's what I mean. Like, because we know if this was an Image comic situation and, you know, like Ewing owned the part of the company and Hickman owned part of the company and yada, 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 I wouldn't be too worried. But because we know it's the corporate entities, it's the Disney of it all, I can just see it. I just get this really bad feeling in my bones that,
dude, you're gonna be giving me nightmares now worrying about this until the wrap of Green and Black.
Dude, like, I'm already
really
like,
hope you're wrong.
I'm already like shaky with the cigarette.
Really
no man, don't man. So let's hope. I guess that's probably where we can end on. Noel, it's a really good book. You and I are really excited for Queen and Black. As always, Marvel. It's your game to lose right now. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Give me one. You have Vamp for a second. I have to answer a call. Vamp for a second.
All good. I will hit the chat while you're doing that. Let's see here. What do we've got? Jeff says, "Will Rippaverse have these pop-up ads for the characters, comics, and its first hero shooter?" I hope we grow to the point where we can have our own hero shooter. At which point, I would make sure we have ads for our comic books in the menus. I think that would make all the sense in the world. Let's see. Matt is not muted. But he's not muted, and he doesn't know. Unless it's only me hearing him, in which case you guys are not understanding what I'm saying. But that's fine. Jaff with another question says, which comic runs do you think go best into the logistics of and Arthur's early reactions to all of a sudden becoming king of a foreign nation after having lived so much of his life as an average American? Honestly, there aren't a lot of runs worthy of note of that. To be honest, as far as logistics of dealing with being a younger ruler, I would just say Jeff Johns' New 52 run on Aquaman. If you want,
we
just
should
good Aquaman stuff. That's what you go for. Like we talked about that on our New 52 recap and overview, our look back that we did. Go for that. And then this is actually this is a question that actually I'll let you answer.
All right.
From Jath again.
Henshin one? Yeah. So Jath asks,
that
thoughts
answer
on super forms having henshin sequences, so like transforming into armor or forms that take a fair amount of time from the hero's point of view, but from an outsider's observer's point of view are instantaneous, to give narrative wiggle room for timing. That's what I enjoy those ones the most, right? Like your Power Rangers or whatever, where, you know, morphin time and all the suit comes on, but if we were an observer,
it's a blink
or
of
villain,
an eye.
It's just bam, right? I think I really like that because of exactly what you said, Jath. It gives you narrative room to show off the suits, also give internal drama, because it's not going to be external drama, because it's not taking forever. But, you know, oh crap, like I got to get somewhere to transform or things like that. So you just got to balance it. You just got to balance it. Make sure you're not going too crazy with like, oh yeah, he exists in a separate time dimension when he transforms, and it's like, okay, what are we doing here? That's way too out of pocket.
For me on that one, like I think it works really well specifically with like your Toku stuff. So like Power Rangers, like Kamen Rider, even magical girl stuff like Sailor Moon.
Yep.
I think it works particularly well.
Like Arcstream.
I have created a couple characters that may or may not have magical girl transformations.
Pick up False Start #1.
They don't appear in that first issue. They
don't have to know that, dum-dum. This is how we get them in.
You should still pick up False Start #1.
There you go.
That being said, I think for me it's a little more difficult with like Dragon Ball.
That's different, yeah, because that's the time.
Dragon Ball specifically, it's weird. Because it's not like they shift to a specific transformation scene
and they're also not like visually growing, if you will, or like changing. Like, yes, they're powering up and the aura's getting bigger, but like a Kamen Rider, a Power Ranger, the time is, you know, showing the armor like latch onto them and like flash and like, you know, they hit a pose or something. So
and like in Sailor Moon, you have the whole elegant thing.
Like the dance or whatever.
Twisting around. And you have the bows and the skirt and all that forming on them. And, you know, it looks cool. It looks really freaking cool. And I love it. It just like, for me, like when it comes to Dragon Ball, like having those after that initial transformation moment where it takes a little while, like when you do that, it's like, why don't they just not attack you?
Right. Like just hit them now. And they kind of change. Like, I feel like with Cell was the only one who made sense, because Cell was specifically like, oh yeah, this is a tournament. I want you to prove yourself. Go get stronger. Right. Like he would wait. But an android, because
he was confident he was going to beat your ass anyway.
Right. But like a Boo, an android, a Frieza, there's no minute there where they should like freeze. They should just be
like it as iconic as the scene was when we first see Goku go Super Saiyan 3 and it takes freaking an episode and a half.
I hate it.
Like, as cool as it looks, it makes no narrative sense
whatsoever. It also is dumb because he just does that one attack and then he's gone. Like, that form is gone. And that attack doesn't even finish him off.
Because it eats up so much energy. And so it's like, well, that's a useless and inefficient form, which is why Vegeta, up until Daima, hadn't used it.
Had never used it, which he...
Because he knew it was inefficient, the same way that he realized that, like, buffing up his muscles even more in whatever it was, Super Saiyan grade 2 or 3 that
the super
did,
buff one
where he would just like where he like got all hulked out. It was like, the reason why I didn't go further was because of how much mobility you lose and how much agility you lose, right? Like things like that make sense. And that's actual good narrative stuff where it's like you are differentiating between your characters who know what they're doing and your characters who don't, right? And that's good storytelling. But just like, I'm going to sit here and spend an episode and a half powering up, like who's going to let you do that?
I mean, back in the day, they made you do that because they were like, we don't have the budget to animate anything else. Go reuse like those last 3
maybe
episodes.
Maybe there's that.
But nowadays, in real life, to Andrew's point, nobody's gonna wait for you to charge up, or unless like the two scenarios are a Cell where you're like, oh, I want to see it, like come on, or Frieza when he sees Goku the first time. I want
to beat you at your best.
Right. Or Frieza the first time when Goku goes Super Saiyan, because that's kind of a long transformation. But Frieza's in awe. Frieza's like, what the hell? Like,
well, Frieza
is this so the legend?
Frieza, that was the thing, though. It made sense in that moment in the Namek saga, because Frieza all of a sudden started realizing what was happening before his eyes, and it was this thing that he had feared most of his life, right? The entire reason why he chose to eliminate the Saiyans in the first place was the rumor of the legendary Super Saiyan. Now, Goku's not the legendary Super Saiyan, but the fact that he became a Super Saiyan, you know, in front of Frieza, that freaked him out enough to. There is such a thing as being paralyzed by fear. That is a thing.
There really is, and I
love
it
when it works there, but it doesn't work for an episode and a half.
No, that's kind of the point. If
we're pushing it a bit
for all of the faults that Kai had, cutting some of that stuff was probably like that was very much needed.
Yeah, it streamlined it for a more like casual audience for sure.
Yeah, and I think once you take that away, you'll have less of that like, oh, I don't want to watch it. They're just going to charge. It's stupid, but it gets rid of that barrier for idiots, I guess. I don't know. But Andrew, we are at 240. We still haven't hit Bats or Aquaman. Really? Do you want to hit either? Do you want to save them? Where do we go from here?
Hold on. What even comes out next week? I gotta look.
I have no idea what comes out
next week is Absolute Flash 15. Out of the things that we actually talk about.
Of course. Yes.
So here's the things we actually talk about that at least periodically that come out next week. Absolute Flash 15. Amazing Spider-Man 29. And Venom 258.
Venom might be good.
Venom we will definitely talk about, I'm sure.
You know, okay, we should maybe we'll skip Abs Bats, but I think at the very least we should just hit Aquaman.
We could hit Aquaman.
Because I don't think there's a lot to talk about, but it is, I think, it's our thumbnail.
There are a couple of really cool and interesting
things
that happen.
Exactly. I think there is credit we got to give to this book. So, guys, Emperor Aquaman, what is this? The third issue of Emperor? Or is it the second?
Third issue of Emperor, yeah.
Okay. So, third issue of Emperor, we're coming, for those who don't remember, Emperor Aquaman spins out of DCKO, where Arthur now has the power over the blue, which is like the red and the green, but it's all ocean life. And post DCKO, everybody who was a combatant had they got a vision from all the Omega energy that said, there's another fight coming, and this is how you're going, this is what you need to do to have the best chances of survival at it. Now, if you guys remember the last two issues, the last two issues, maybe even like 3 or 4 with the DCKO stuff, Andrew and I, we were really about this book when it started. We were like, oh wow, this is really fun Aquaman.
Up until KO.
Up until KO. And then at KO, the last couple issues, you and I have been it's cool, I guess, but
it very much felt like Adams was hamstrung by the KO stuff.
And, you know, for our parts, after each issue, you and I have gone, that sucked, or not sucked, like that wasn't great. Let's have faith. Like we have to.
Yeah, let's have faith because Jeremy Adams is a genuinely great writer.
He is, and thankfully, that wait finally paid off. Like Emperor Aquaman 17. This feels like we're finally doing Emperor Aquaman. This feels where we should be. It feels good. Quick note on the cover, I like it, but I also kind of hate it, Andrew, because I feel like
I hate it because it doesn't actually have anything to do with the issue.
It doesn't.
This issue introduces
Black
Manta, but he's not actually hunting Arthur yet. Hey, what's going on,
my brother? Nick? And then
good to see you, buddy.
I also don't like yes, Arthur is there, but he's so washed out in red that you don't lock that it's Arthur. And I'm like, okay. And I feel like they should have changed the corner box red up there. It's too much red on this cover.
Yeah, there should have been more contrast there. There should have absolutely been more color contrast there.
Brother man, we are just happy to see you in any capacity that you stop by. We watch your stuff, you watch our stuff. We're just happy. We're happy to see you, Nick, as always. We're glad you liked Emperor Aquaman because we're super thankful we liked Emperor Aquaman. Because yes, we are.
Because the couple issues before it were a little rough.
They were rough, but yes, as Andrew said,
we are back.
We are so back. We are so Barack. It was Jover. We are so Barack. But as Andrew was saying, we open with a meeting between Black Manta and Arthur, or is this? I forget. It's
Mara's mother.
That's right. Mara's mother from the past. She's younger or whatever. they're teaming up to scheme against Aquaman. That's literally it. So like Andrew was right in his like annoyance that like, okay, Manta's on the cover, but there's no Manta to be had here. So
like hunted by Black Manta, it's like, no, not yet. Black Manta hasn't even agreed to join.
Yeah, he hasn't even like gotten his coffee, right? Like he's barely waking up. But from there, we check back in with Atlantis. We learn that Arthur is in the middle of sort of like mapping the cosmos using the blue.
Yeah, via the blue. Yeah.
He can travel through ocean ways. Like, don't ask how. DC comic books, whatever.
Cuz comics.
Yeah, cuz comics. But he can basically go into the ocean, warp into the ocean of another planet if it has water. And so he's doing that to set up sort of like escape locations. He's going to these planets saying, here's a portal to Atlantis. If you like fall into trouble, you can always come to us. You can always come here for protection, for safety, yada, yada. But as he's doing that, it's taking up a lot of his time. And Mara is so everybody is kind of just keeping on, if you will, while Arthur is out doing his mission. And this is where we enter the crux of this issue, where this is the first time we've seen him actually go to a planet and do this. And it just so happens he takes Jarro along, who, if you guys remember, in Justice League, all of the villains are now official League members because the DCKO stuff. And they're all kind of teamed up, yada, 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 whatever. Not a lot of big, important backstory, but all you really need to know is that Aquaman traveled through the blue with Jarro in tow because both him and Jarro had, or he had his vision to connect all the planets, and Jarro had a vision that he has to, assist Arthur.
I just want to say I would not want to be John Timms and drawing all of those squiggles and tendrils. No,
but also yes, because without that, you don't sell how awesome this issue is. Like,
no, absolutely. I wouldn't want to do it.
No, not at all.
I'm glad John Timms did it, but I wouldn't want to do
it. But with their mission, we learn that the planet that they've gone to, it's all complete water. And they're like, this is interesting. There's like egg sacs floating around. That's when Jarro realizes, wait, this isn't just a planet. This is the Father Star. So
this is my home world.
So even the Starro we know from Justice League, like all 85 back in the day,
they all originated from here.
Yes, that's not the Big Mother. This is the Big Mother. And I like how they set it up because there's a father planet and like a mother star. And the mother star, like all the lines that Andrew was just talking about, they're essentially umbilical cords. And so they reach, so they birth in there, and then they go up the umbilical cords to the mother star, and then they heat up, and that, that's the heat for their life. Then they explode out, and Starros into the universe. And
they fire out into the universe.
Pop!
To find planets to conquer.
And so,
which is kind of scary, because how many planets have been conquered by Starros?
That's the kind of, I don't think we've really ever explored like
I don't think it has been explored.
If Adams introduces like, oh, there's a Starro galaxy or something, like this is terrifying.
Well, you could honestly, if he wanted to, he could tie this in with his Green Lantern stuff.
He could. He really, really could. Like, I don't
what I would be totally down for?
Hit me.
Jarro becomes a Green Lantern eventually.
I would be in for that, or
like, because it took great strength of will to be able to say in this conversation that he has, and we'll get to it in a second, but the conversation that he's about to have with Arthur here and the decision he makes, that took incredible. He didn't do that out of being like a villain or anything like that. He did that out of sheer will and necessity.
Altruism, like pure altruism. Because so what happens is, as Jarro and Arthur are investigating the Father Star, it detects them. It goes, oh, you're here, or the Father Planet. You're invaders. I'm going to get you. Don't stop the Jarro plan. And that's such a good page right here. Like, the Father Star has found us. And so, yeah, basically the Father Star goes, I'm going to win here. What are you doing? Get out of my house. And that's where Jarro, having attached himself to Arthur in the hopes of protecting Arthur from like the mind control, Didn't work because this is the father star. Jarro goes, we need to stop. Like
Plan B.
Plan B. I'm ending this. And Arthur goes, what do you mean? He's like, I'm going to use you and your control over the blue, and I'm going to Jarro you or Starro you, and we're going to end this. And so Arthur's going, no, we need to like save them. They're still living. And Jarro the entire time is going, no, we cannot. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We are dead.
This is his own race that he's talking about.
He's like, the universe, all of existence is done, period, if this isn't taken out when we can.
Well, because the thing I think we slipped past real quick is that this is after the Father Star acknowledges now knowledge of Arthur's plans to utilize these lighthouses that he's building, which are essentially, you can think of them like warp points for places across the cosmos.
Or like the Sonic
via
things.
the blue.
Like we were seeing in Sonic DC, right? Yeah.
Exactly. For entities to travel through the blue from lighthouse to lighthouse. Imagine if the Starros got hold of those.
So like instead of just popping out of one spot and, you know, maybe 2 Starros land on a planet, you're having constant little pockets of Starros exploding all the time out. Like
everywhere.
It will be a Starro universe. So that's where Jarro goes, that's it. Like, we can't have that. I'm sorry, Arthur. So he takes control of Arthur.
Jarro essentially weighed the options of either complete genocide of the cosmos
or his own
or
people.
Genocide of my own people.
And as we can probably tell, he goes with option B. He takes control of Arthur. I like this dude.
He Itachi'd that shit is what he did.
He really did.
He Itachi'd that.
He boils it alive. And that's it. Like, he just boils all of these Starros alive.
And Arthur's not happy.
Arthur's
like,
pissed. Yeah.
Like, as the kind of more, you know, altruistic hero, like, I guess I kind of get it. But Jarro, he made the only real call you could make there.
But also remember, like, more than just a hero, Arthur's connected to the blue. And so Jarro is a blue, or Starro, the father star, being an all blue, like all water planet, he is technically like a blue entity, if you will. So he probably feels that, like, yes, they're evil, but it's also not like that's just their nature.
I'm also willing to bet that there might be some sort of an empathic connection there because he's connected to the blue. So maybe Arthur also probably felt that, like,
that's what I mean,
burning alive type of a thing.
And not just
from
that's
good writing.
From all of them. Because all of these Starros are blowing up and boiling, and then eventually, the planet just implodes upon itself. Which is like
that's good writing, man.
This is a good, like, I like this ending too.
This is a really good issue.
It's just done. Yeah. Like, there's no the father seed.
This was
right.
This was an episodic issue, right?
And
this was
so
the story
good.
Begins and ends in the issue, and it's done so well.
But
this is Jeremy Adams.
More stuff.
Yeah, this is Jeremy Adams doing his thing, man.
This is what you and I were talking about, where we're back. Because this is what we were hoping out of Aquaman and the blue stuff. And for some reason, we didn't get it. I couldn't even tell you what we just did for these last few issues. Mara's mom betrayed them. That's all
Some, like, DCKO Fallout nonsense that I didn't really care about. And
nobody cares about it. Nobody cares about DCKO. But, yeah, guys.
Sorry, Scott Snyder. I love you, but the KO wasn't it.
But it really was not it.
But thank you for an amazing issue on Batman.
we probably won't hit it tonight.
We'll talk about
Batman
that next week.
Really, really freaking good. Like, I love this series so much, dude. It's so
Absolute Scarecrow is fantastic.
I already thought he was scary, but as they reveal in this issue, like, he has hair, like sort of like young Southern boy hair, and that for some reason just scares me even more. Like, more than him having, like, either, like, a dead face mask or rotted skin. Like, just, I don't know what that, like, what is your face then? I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's weird. But
Snyder and Dragotta are freaking on it, man.
They're so good.
They're the team right now.
I mean, we're already at 3. I would stay and talk about it, but if we go past 3, we'll probably get buried, and everybody's probably checked out now anyway. So probably a good spot for us to wrap tonight. What do you say,
It's a good place
Andrew?
to call it. Yeah,
All
it's a
right.
good place to call it. I'm totally fine with not talking about Abs Flash next week unless it's spectacularly good or spectacularly bad. And in place of that, talking about
Yeah,
this
we
week's
can throw
Abs
in Abs
Bats.
Bats. I think
Because
that's
Abs Bats is almost always worth talking
it's
about.
so
And in a
good.
positive light, too.
It makes me like so mad how good this book is. You know what I mean? Like, Snyder, you son of like that. It's so good. Anyway, though, but yeah, guys, we're at our limits here. We spent a little time, an oversized time on the news, but there was a lot to talk about. We hit up our books for the week. Aquaman's better. Spider-Man continues to suck. And what do we even? Oh, no continues to be
was
fun,
really good,
and we're really excited for Queen in Black. So that's all I've got. Andrew, what do you want to promote? What do you want to tell everybody? What are we doing here?
So 3 things I want to promote. First off, aside from obviously, if you're not subscribed to this channel, you should be doing it.
Absolutely.
Fix your life, fix yourself.
Get down there.
Room of Requirement is myself and my lovely Lady Mary's Harry Potter lore channel that we adore and are super invested in and super passionate about. We love the video content we've been producing for that. Mary and our good buddy Dylan are the editors for the channel, and they do a fantastic job. I'm really looking forward to you guys seeing some of our more recent videos that aren't up yet, but will be coming up in the next month or so, because Mary and Dylan both have upgraded their like editing skills dramatically for them. And so there's some really cool stuff done in those videos. So look forward to that. So again, please subscribe. Please, if you haven't done so already, consider pre-ordering Arc Stream Fall Start #1. That's my first full length published comic book, not just the short story that was in this, which you can and should also jump in to be in the running for the drawing. And you know, Mav addressed that earlier. And then lastly, but definitely not least, on Rip Ascend, which for those who are not familiar with Rip Ascend, that is our kind of creator-owned publishing wing of the Rippaverse. It's for stuff that's not in continuity with the Rippaverse itself. It's stuff that we're helping other creators publish and put out their own work. We usually either handle distribution or printing or, you know, storefront, anything like that. Well, the most recent project that we put up on there is called Tales from Twisted Ravens. And that is a project that is written by my friend and coworker, Carol Brown. She's also the creator of Dirty Deeds. This was a project that came about from her battle with breast cancer that she's come out of. The Rip Ascend,
right there. There it is.
Yeah. And this project is incredibly special because it's published through her publishing imprint, which is called, or publishing company, which is called Little Lantern Comics. And she created this entirely because of her fight with cancer. And she wanted to do something that could give back. And so she is partnered with Comic Books for Kids, which is a charity that donates and sends comic books to children who are in hospitals for terminal illnesses, or they're battling potentially terminal illnesses, because kids, one, they shouldn't have to be dealing with that to begin with, but if they are, they should at least have something that can take their minds off of it.
And if they're bad kids, we'll send them Tom King books.
Yeah.
That's the last thing you read on this earth.
But it is actually funny. Jeez, you don't get coal in your stocking, you get a Tom King book.
Oh man,
gosh, that's
worth less. Worth
that's
even
a
less.
Sentence. But all net profits from this pre-order campaign actually go towards the charity.
That's awesome.
They actually go towards, this isn't for lining Caro's pockets or lining Rip Ascend's pockets. This is literally just towards putting more comic books into the hands of kids who are fighting battles that they shouldn't have to fight. So
awesome.
Please consider going to ripascend.com and backing. You can, if you're not interested in a copy of the story for yourself, I'd encourage you to at least read the synopsis. It's actually a really wonderful story. I did get to read it before it even got art put to it. And it's really, really great. It tells a really great story. but you have the option of just strictly purchasing copies that will then strictly get donated to the kids.
Comic Books for Kids. That's
so
awesome.
You have a number of options. If you're not interested in the copy for yourself, you have that as an option. So please consider that over anything else. If you're not interested in ArcStream, at least give this a consideration, because this is doing something far more
make a kid's day. Spend that $10. You know, show Carol some love, show some kids some love, and the right kind of love. I feel like I'm gonna get in trouble for that one.
Yeah.
But
you're good. Not everybody's the weirdo on the internet.
Not everybody. But Andrew, so yes, guys, we've got the link for Room of Requirement is there in the chat. I've got it pinned. Go subscribe to Room of Requirement. Go pre-order ArcStream. Go pre-order Tales from the Twisted Raven Story Nest. Or wait, is that it? No, Tales from the Twisted Raven. And then what else do we have? Pre-orders, do all that stuff. Go to our Twitter account, Foil Variant Show. Sign up for the raffle for we are giving away both the regular and the collector's edition of the Ripazine number 5, completely sold out. The very first appearance of Andrew's Blue Shift, Arcstream, whatever I want to call him this week. Get his first appearance here. Go sign up. We will probably pull that in one of the coming shows. I'll let you guys all know. Don't worry, it'll happen. As I said, because of my delay, I'll make sure it gets you. All of your winnings are signed by Andrew. We'll take care of that. But yeah, I think that's all I have. Andrew?
I think that's all I got. Thanks for hanging with us this week, guys. Until next time, God bless and Godspeed.
Yep, take it easy and go read Null. Go pick up Null. It's fun.
Go read Null number 5. It's a good book.
It's really good. We promise. We're not lying. All right, guys. Go hang out with the ultimate evil and the ultimate light and realize how that somehow isn't the most ridiculous thing on paper.
And just don't waste your time on the ultimates.
Do not. I'm so sorry, guys. We'll get into it. But yeah, take it easy. Go read some comics, and we will see you next week. We are out. Oh no.
Never before have we had greater face a complex, rapidly changing world. Think of it a moment.
It is a world in which supersonic speeds are commonplace. It is a world that has seen the coming of the atomic bomb. It has seen the rise of the total state, the dictator, and the mass man. It is a world of new sensations, new excitements, new distractions.
So much to be learned by so many in so little time.
And I suppose you're here with no agenda, as per usual?
On the contrary, I'm here for comics. What kind of man are you anyway? I'm talking comics and you bring up chicks and romance?